Good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's episode of Crit Test Dummies. I am your Dungeon Master for this evening, Peter. We are joined, as always, by our four players for this arc, Patrick, Chris, Luke, and Shane. It's been a few weeks since we last saw you all, so why don't you real quickly go ahead and introduce yourselves and give us our 10-second elevator speech on who y'all are for this. Patrick, let's start with you.
I am Patrick, and I will be playing Gustav Goldhunt, the wizard who loves mischief and likes to live forever. Please.
And Chris.
I'm playing Hathar, a mysterious, cloaked, dark figure who is a shadow sorcerer, but fast becoming something of a necromancer, if we can manufacture that.
Shadow sorcerer, necromancer, potato. And Luke.
I am Luke, and I am playing Aku, the Warforged Barbarian.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. So basically,
caught me a bit off guard here with the thing.
So sentient robot have a big axe.
Been a few. It's been a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine. This is for all of us as well. And finally, last but certainly not least, Shane.
I'll indeed be playing the great holy man, Father Morphy Guerin, who is a out-of-time member of some religious order of another, which worships the Lord. And he comes from 500 years in the past, but was frozen as stone and is currently trying to wrap his head around the new world.
Nice. So tonight our group has been playing through one-shots from website dmsguild.com, where independent authors can publish their own stories that they have written on an open gaming license from Wizards of the Coast for Dungeons & Dragons. This is our last one from this whole crazy arc that we've been doing. So this is number 16 we've done for each kind of level of play, and now we're at the end. So all of you guys are now at level 20, which is the maximum level for Dungeons & Dragons. Yeah. So as such, we'll be dealing with some, world-ending stuff. What could go wrong?
No, we always do.
We haven't done that.
Is it going to be us ending the world?
The way you've been playing?
Plot twist.
Well, the only one who's been ending is us so far.
This is secretly an evil party. Anyways. So, the one that we have for you today is called Winter Wonderland. This is by an author named Kian Bergstrom. This is actually part of a larger collection available on dmsguild.com called Through the Veil, Adventures in the Feywild. It is produced by Elise Crettel. You can find her on Twitter at DNDElise, DNDELISE. So that is what we have for today. Winter, ice, and Fey. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Speaking of things going wrong, last time we met, the team battled an empowered white dragon after Gustav, our lovely immortality-wishing wizard, made a deal with a mysterious tea-drinking lady. In exchange for cutting off how the dragon was siphoning power from the lady's realm, she would show Gustav how to become truly immortal, not the kind of fake immortality he's been working with. They sort of succeed, distracting the dragon long enough for the lady to cut off the siphon herself. But not before Hathar and Father Guerin are killed by said dragon. Oops. Gustav prepares to teleport you all back to Candlekeep to use Wish to revive you, as he's done before, when the teleport spell is hijacked. And you find yourselves, two of the four of you, awakening in the woman's hut. The smell of lavender, lemon, and ginger tea wafting in the air. The woman greets you, offering to offer some assistance in reviving your friends, as well as a place to rest for the night. That will bring us to the next morning. So, you all take your rest. Some easy, some maybe not. Some not really having a choice in the matter as you're dead. But the morning comes. Lilith waking the group. Starting with Gustav. Now, my dear, are you sure you don't want a hand raising your two fellows there?
It sort of depends how much time we have recuperating.
Well, I mean, you have all the time in the world. Unfortunately, the world will end rather soon, but you have all the time that's left.
And how much time is that?
She kind of takes a look outside the window, and it looks like a lovely spring day out the window. You're not entirely sure what she's looking at. It's very, like, Snow White meadow forest type deal outside the window. I'd say about 9:13 tomorrow morning.
Oh, damn it. I had a doctor's appointment.
You may wish to cancel that.
Well, it seems there's no need, really. So, yeah. But what can you do to make them less dead?
I can make them less dead. Revive them, as it were.
And you propose that I shall be the one paying the fee rather than the ones that being revived? That seems a little bit obscene.
Well, I mean, it's your choice. They're dead. They don't get a choice in the matter. It's hardly fair to take a fee from them.
I mean, if I choose to give my okay that you revive them, you can collect from them, no? Wouldn't that be more fair?
No.
Well, I guess they had a good life, and we'll manage without them.
Well, as you wish. Though this next day might be rather difficult on your own. Though the robot is rather handy, I see.
I mean, if the world ends, you end too, so don't you have a vested interest in
There are lots of
helping us?
worlds.
All right, cool. Yeah, I know that. I can live on another world. I know how to go there. So what
But
would
you
I
won't be
care?
immortal on another world.
I'll figure it out.
You haven't so far.
I'm still young.
No, you're not.
I look young.
And she snaps her fingers, and the transmutation magic that holds your age at the youthful state dissipates once more.
Hey, not fair.
Showing the wrinkled visage, gray, thinned hair, and scraggly, unkept, thinning beard on your face. This is your chance, darling.
Could I offer you something? I know I'm only a machine. I'm not even sure if I have a soul.
She turns to you. And what would you offer then?
Why? I had her where I wanted her. Damn it. Stupid machine.
She just gives you this side eye.
There's no need for calling names. Well, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I mostly know fighting, and, well, I haven't been a good protector lately, but those are the kinds of things I deal in usually.
What about study? You see, I haven't seen one of your kind in quite some time. I might wish to study you for a bit.
Study me?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't see why not.
I
As
can't
long as-
promise you'll come out the other side of it the same.
Will I come out the other side free of mind?
Are you asking if I would take control? No,
Yes.
darling. I just said I want to study you, not take over.
Good. And I think we can work with that. As long as I will have my free will at the end of it, I will
Of course.
have no issues to study.
I have no interest in taking your will, just your secrets of how you work. Well, that's one of your friends. What do you propose to do about the other one? She's looking back and forth between the both of you.
I refuse to speak first.
I'm not sure how much more I could offer you. But do you have any ideas?
Robots, which one do you like more?
Oh, I like them both, but Garon, of course, since I have more attachment to him, I would prefer to revive him.
As you wish. And she walks over to her teapot that's been bubbling up, and the herby, gingery, lemony smell emanating from it. And she pours a little.
Fine. You can study me too if you wish.
I don't. And she splashes the hot tea on Father Garin. It's like, get up now. And Father Garin, you hear this buzzing sound that you're familiar with the last time that you met the being that you only know as the Lord. Mm. And among the faint buzzing sound, you just hear this deep baritone voice. I do not appreciate weakness. And as the S just tends to go on, it melds into this sound of crackling fire and crumbling stone, and you hear screams off in the distance as the buzzing grows louder and louder in your ear, like static building up before you wake up with hot tea over your face. Seemingly not the worse for wear.
I offer him what's left of my hand to help him up.
Aaron, just like last time, immediately reaches out and tries to choke whoever's nearby. He completely freaks out as he wakes up, and even like would lash out at you, Aku, as you would approach. But he calms himself after like wildly looking around with madness in his eye.
Oh yes, I can see you are great friends. And turns
Where
back
are
to
we?
Gustav. In a moment, dear. Now
Any
then.
moment for what? I mean, what is it you seek? Is it coin you? I have coin.
I don't care for coin.
Then what do you care for?
How about a favor?
Just a blank favor, or...
Blank favor. Sometime within the next 5 years. What's one favor in 5 years for someone about to be immortal?
Any sort of limitations on the favor?
What would you wish?
That favor would impose no harm on me or others dear to me, and in the meantime you shall do me no harm until we are quid pro quo.
Are you being deceitful at all?
No.
Okay. I can promise that I will not harm you, and the favor will not bring harm to yourself. I will promise no permanent harm to those that are dear to you, but things do happen.
Good enough. That's all I wanted to hear already. You see, in negotiations, you have to demand more than what you will settle for.
Yes, you do. Now then.
Would you have any
And she
way?
just casually tosses the rest of the tea that was in the cup that she used to wake Father Garin over onto the mess that is Hathar. Since you might recall, Hathar was literally torn apart by dragon claws. And as the tea kind of soaks into the ground, it's a horrific sight. As from the tea stain on the floor, flesh begins to almost bubble up through the floorboards of the cottage. And in very Hathar fashion, it's almost as if the fire in the little cottage goes out for a moment.
Very stylish.
And then as the light reemerges, Hathar is laying there, whole, breathing, with an echo in his mind of the voice of Selene, who you'd recently spoken to. This is but another in-between for you to travel, but it is not time for you to cross over fully. I feel you are close. And with that, echoing in your head, you awake to the sight of a cottage that you've never been in before.
So Hathar, one thing I've never really mentioned because it never really came up, is that Hathar never really blinks. So his eyes just kind of like pop open. And without barely moving his eyes, just looks up probably into the face of Gustav and just like coughs up like a little bit of black blood. And it's like, death was less interesting than I'd hoped.
I like this one. He has style.
And then quietly in Gustav's ear, kind of like pats him very, very quietly on the back and says, "Thanks, old friend."
Yeah, I didn't hesitate for a second to bring you back.
Yeah, well, I don't know that, do I?
Now that we're all awake, would you all like some tea to start the day with? Might have a few biscuits around here as well.
I mean, I already accepted stuff from you before, so I don't see why not. Plus, you will probably not harm me, right? So,
Probably.
I'll prepare some rituals in the meantime, like telepathic bond.
Okay.
I'll give an encouraging speech and stuff. 22 hit points for everyone.
Question, my metallic friend. I'll show you. Let's take tea on the porch.
Just
You all have
water.
seen through the windows this like idyllic forest scene. And as you go through the door onto her patio, and it's very like American Gothic, like there's a couple rocking chairs on the patio. It's a very kind of quaint, idyllic setting. It only lasts for about 100 feet. Almost like you're in a reverse snow globe. There's a dome of this spring-like apparent weather, and then anything beyond that is frozen winter. You see not too far off a choppy lake with the beginnings of what looks to be snow in the distance, gently falling down on top of it. The trees nearby that were lush with green within this dome are barren and covered with snow or encased in ice. On the middle of the gigantic lake, just Great Lake, you spot a large glacier-like formation that seems to be jutting up high out of the water and seems to be the center of the gathering clouds overhead. Welcome to the Feywild, DS.
Darren like rubs his head as if he's got a headache. He's like, this must be another plane, something of the sort.
It is indeed.
Did I ever ask her name?
You have not.
Did I have any sort of inclination or like, do I know from my studies of who we're dealing with? Like, I don't know, Aurora, Titania or something
Make
like that?
an Arcana check, please.
Can certainly do that. So, 30?
Wow. You do not know her specific name, even with a 30. Mostly because the level of creature that has the power that she has wielded around you, and so casually, don't tend to make themselves known directly very often.
So she must be one of the queens then.
She is possibly an archfey or something else of that level.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So think somebody that could rule a portion of an entire plane.
Oh my.
I hate to say it, friends, but if we are about to save the world again, I fear that Garen and I need a few moments.
I was just going to say, is there any way, or do you have maybe somewhere a workshop to repair some of this?
What exactly do you want done?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I am assuming that I am all out of magical energy and health and
Thar and Garen, you
some time.
wake. Normally, the raise dead spell that you would use to raise somebody more than a minute after they died adds levels of exhaustion, and this is something that you would know after dealing with Father Garen the previous adventure. You're remarkably refreshed.
Okay.
Almost like you've just had a long rest.
Maybe that tea was. I don't usually like tea, but maybe I'm going to start drinking it. That was.
Am I still banged up though?
Have you had
Can
any?
we get a cup to go of that tea?
Yeah. Have you had any of the tea yet, Aku?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't drink, so
And the woman
It was never-
looks over at Yuku as you ask about the workshop. Just try some of the tea, dear.
I just open my mouth or and
As you three watch as Aku drinks for the first time ever around you, there is this weird sloshing sound as the tea kind of hits and moves around the mechanical, magical, technological innards of Aku. And then you start hearing this ping, king, 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 king. And as you look and watch, all of the dents and battering on Aku's body that he got the last battle suddenly start popping back into place.
ooh.
Important stuff.
So these are the benefits of drinking. Interesting.
There are
Yeah,
many
you should stay
benefits.
well hydrated. No one ever told
Have
you.
not been- Just remind me next time you ever ask for potions that heal you. Apparently, you don't drink.
Oh.
So far,
You
evil.
caught me there. Butthole.
I never got your name, miss.
That's because I never gave it.
Ah, touche. So, are you afraid of giving me your name? Is that it?
You haven't asked yet. All you've
What's your
done is
name?
stated that you haven't gotten it.
Yeah, I'm hereby asking you for your name. Please tell it to me.
Names are dangerous. You can call me Lilith.
I thought I was awkward.
Aha. Yeah.
You are.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Most interesting things are. Now then,
So, you need us once more to save the day.
oh, I don't need you, but you are handy.
I guess we owe you.
Now then, have you had enough tea? Biscuits enough for everyone?
Well, if you have some tea to go.
Look at this one over here. He has a lot of drinking to catch up on.
I mean, you're welcome to have some, but beyond my home here, may not have the same effect.
I could use a bit of time, actually. I'm not used to this outfit. You can get like the dragon scaled breastplate that he's
Oh.
wearing.
Are you wanting to attune to something else?
Yes.
Well, we can say that while you've been sitting here, you've been going through that process. That's okay.
Just like, and I think I had a few strange whisperings in my afterlife from this staff as well. Like, but I was kind of attracted to it. So
Mm.
I kind of look at it with a look of inquisitiveness, like, what is in there?
Are you
Nice.
wanting to attune to something else as well?
Say it again?
Are you wanting to attune to something else as well besides the staff?
No. I had a free spot after I lost that cloak. So,
I see.
Oh, yeah.
Now then. Now you've had some tea and time to change out your armor to whatever you feel is most needed here. And she kind of glances over at the fact that you're taking off the White Dragon cold resistant armor and there's a giant glacier in the background.
It is cold resistant, isn't it?
By the way, did I give my ring to someone of you?
I think you gave it to me, but yeah, I cannot attune to it. I already have 3 things.
All right. Well, if you wanted to exchange something, I now have a free spot.
Yeah, I like my Cloak of Protection where I have it.
I already have one of those.
What is this strange ring of yours? Have you figured out what its properties are?
It's just a ring of spell storing.
It stopped working for me for some reason.
I think I will also stick with my protection. I'm a little bit... it appears softer on the inside than I thought.
Flesh is weak. I understand.
Unfortunately so. Which is why I try to not be as fleshy as much as I can.
That's a good idea.
Now then, about the task. What do you know about the Feywild? And have you been here before?
I think I have.
Wonderful.
I might have been here before under the employ of my former master.
The feeling like maybe we all might have at least visited.
Yeah, the Feywild is weird. Time flows differently. It's divided into summer, winter, court. There's 3 Fey roaming around that don't belong to any of the city courts. All sorts of things. You should never, like I said, food or drink. That's too late. A bunch of things really. Be careful what bargain you shake hands to. Stuff like that. Nothing too dangerous.
Nothing too dangerous at all. So, as you said, there is the Summer and Winter Sealy Court, led by Archfey. One of them is the Prince of Hearts. The Prince of Hearts' heart seems to have been stolen by Alice, a young elven woman, I believe. And hence this. It's not usually this cold here at this time of year. If the heart is not gotten and returned to him, will likely be eternal winter here.
Stolen.
That doesn't seem so bad.
Oh, that's just the start.
Do you mean a person has been stolen? Is that what you're saying?
No. The Prince of Hearts' heart, literally, his heart, has been stolen.
Right.
It's a gem.
Interesting.
Welcome to the Feywild.
I thought humanoids could not live without their heart.
I don't think
And
it's a
hence why he
humanoid
is slowly freezing along with the rest of his domain. Now then, here's the real problem. I let you in on a secret. The Feywild is interesting, but it's held together with 7 artifacts. The loss of one of them is not much of an issue. 2 becomes problematic. 3, and the chaotic energies can start tearing the plane apart at the seams. This might spread into other planes eventually as well. Want to take a guess what one of those artifacts is?
The heart.
I don't know.
The heart, indeed.
No, of course, yes.
Would you like
I knew
to take
that.
a guess how many other artifacts have already gone missing?
1.
And the robot gets it right
Oh.
as she sips her tea.
What are the other ones?
Nothing you need to concern yourself with right now. Now,
Well, just in case you find them.
Don't
we'll
you
bring
think
them
it's
back.
important for us to know this in case we stumble upon them?
I highly doubt you're going to stumble upon one of the 7 Fey artifacts.
I mean, whoever got the Heart of Hearts might also have the others. If you want them in return, we could keep an eye out on something.
We have suspicions on where the other missing ones are. It's quite alright, it has nothing to do with this. However, your immortality does. The heart will be key for that. So,
Didn't you say so in the beginning? Chop, chop, let's go.
Hold on a moment now. Immortality. What's all this about?
oh, have you not been honest with your friends?
What? No, you never asked.
What is this, Gustav? What immortality?
It's been an
Immortality,
obsession
like,
of his for
do you
some
remember
time.
dying 2 times and not being dead? That's immortality.
Lord shall bring me back as I am still useful as its tool.
Yeah, I
Yes,
can
the
prefer
Lord.
that.
Mm-hmm.
I have a tendency to prefer that kind of life unlife. Gustav just wants to be alive the whole time. I'm a bit more flexible.
So, I do believe that the center of the problem would be there, as she points over towards the glacier. Now then, would you like to fly or would you like to borrow a boat?
Oh shit!
Flying sounds fun.
I just remembered.
Speaking of fly and
our
boat,
last
huh?
boat.
Yeah, let's not worry about them.
Those of our regular viewers remember that these guys made a airship charter into a party cruise that they have abandoned somewhere in the north of Faerun.
We left it in the
Abandoned.
cable wings of my parrot.
We got
Excuse me.
And I think that's
distracted.
the dragon is still around there somewhere, isn't he?
Oh, yes. Yes, she is. Anyways. That's not
But the dragon cannot heal, right? Like, should be easy to take down.
I can offer you a boat.
Sounds like we'll be needing it. Well,
Sounds
there's nowhere to be
good
seen.
to me.
I'm not quite sure how to resummon them at the moment.
Well then.
Always up for a nautical adventure.
Flying is always nice. I prefer the fastest way of traveling, of course.
That's your choice, but we'll say this one's on the house. And as she finishes saying that, Aku, you catch out of the corner of your eye with your passive perception.
I don't see anything on the house.
Never mind, you don't see anything because you were looking at the house. There's a boat down by the lakeside. Should get you there. Just be careful. I wouldn't want my new toys broken already.
We're always careful. Even I don't believe that.
As she looks at you, it's like, I do believe some bloodstains on my floor. I might beg to differ.
Who are the toys in this discussion? That's what concerns
I would
me.
probably soon be one of them. Well, let's see.
In time. But you have business to attend to for now. Now then.
Never a dull day.
And
Remember, hold on.
9:13-ish tomorrow morning. If you're not back to me by then, may rather well be too late.
And what's
Well,
the
I'm
time
afraid
now?
I don't have a clock, but...
Do we have 24 hours, or what's the time now?
If you're looking into the sky, it's early morning, dawn-ish. Probably have a hair over 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So one cycle of the day, basically, is how long we have. Okay.
Interesting.
I mean, we don't rest a lot anyway, don't we?
Garen asks this woman, what of this Alice? Who is she precisely?
Hmm.
She's interesting. She is not to be underestimated. She's almost as cunning as I am.
Surely not.
Oh, surely not. I said almost.
Should be an easy one then. This one's in the bag, lads.
But does Alice, it exist here in the Feywild, or are they an outsider?
You mean, are they native to here?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, they are.
Okay.
And why would she have stolen something that would destroy her own plane?
Power, rivalry,
Those
the
things.
classics, I would imagine.
Could be boredom.
Unlikely. Possibly, but unlikely.
Yeah, I said it could be. It's not that it was likely, but... are Fae able to lie?
Yes, I would imagine.
They
Because
are very powerful Fae. So Sealy Court level Fae. It's really unknown whether they can lie. Generally what they'll do is tell partial truths.
Yeah, so that's basically my understanding of Fae, that they can never outright lie and bend the truth with cunning.
Interesting.
Well, let us hope we meet each other tomorrow.
Oh, and just one
If there
more
is
thing. Be aware, something this powerful will likely attract other eyes as well.
As soon as she says attract other eyes, Karen suddenly clocks onto something and sort of perks up for a moment, but stays quiet.
Eyes I can handle. They're very squishy.
Now then, off you go.
Go. I'm guessing this boat she pointed out is not a normal boat because that's not gonna. It's gonna take too long. But,
So
I call first mate.
It's just an old rowboat.
actually, as you walk
Aku is
down
rowing.
towards the lake, she says, use the boat, and you all kind of expect a ship. And as you get down to the shore, there is, in fact, an old rowboat sitting on the shore.
Right.
Get my broom out. All right.
It'd be a magical old rowboat.
Let's hope so. Otherwise, Gustav is going to be there on his own for a while. Oh no, all of you apart from me again. Oh, jeez. Yeah, okay.
All right, then. I will take the oars.
Okay. So,
I'll do a flyby on this beach.
okay. So, as you are going up and down this frozen beach, a couple things catch your eye. First of all, the island itself, this glacier-like island, is large. You'd guess... It's hard to tell from here, but on the shortest end of it, it's kind of a long, narrow island. On the shorter end of it, it's 4.5 miles, about 7 kilometers. Also, as you're flying, you look back, and where Lilith had been sitting on her porch, drinking tea, watching you depart, there's nothing there. Where her house was is a very large dead tree fallen over to make kind of the vague shape of a house, covered with ice and frost.
Let's hope we have not been tricked.
I can almost guarantee. In some way, shape, or form, we have been tricked.
So, who's manning the oars?
Sounds like it was a coup.
I am. With my new found strength, it should be going rather fast.
Okay. So as you get on the rowboat, you start pushing off, and it's gonna take some time, even with your strength. I'm not even gonna ask you to make a roll for it, because your passive strength is actually over the DC on this. It's so high.
Jesus.
You start moving. This is not fast. It's moving about 45 feet per round, so that's every 6 seconds. Judging about 20 minutes, 30 minutes maybe at this pace to get to the island.
Something. Oh, okay. It's not that far. Okay, I thought we had to wait for like hours. I was wondering why she'd give us this boat if we were in a rush. Okay, all right. Fair
Here's the thing. Distance in the Feywild. As you're on the beach, it looks like, what the hell? This is going to take hours. Or maybe even a day just to row out there, much less get out there, find the thing, and get back. But as you're going, it's almost like it feels like you're not going that fast. It feels like you're moving 45 feet per second. And if you look out at the distance, that's the impression you're given as well. Like when you're looking at something, it's the correct speed. But every time you look back to something your eye wasn't on, it's all of a sudden, if you're looking backwards, it's suddenly much further away than you expected. Or if you look back to the glacier, you're suddenly much closer than you expected to be in that amount of time. So you don't ever see the space bending. You don't ever feel like you're going too fast, but it's very unnerving.
Just going so fast with these muscles and bending space and time.
I believe the correct technical term for this phenomenon is fey fuckery.
That is a technical term for it, yes.
They do like to do that, don't they? Oh well.
As you're going. Who's keeping lookout?
I'll do it. If
I can fly. so-
Okay. Hathar and Gustav, both make perception checks for me, please.
Leave it to the old wrinkly eyes.
I'm actually pretty bad at perception.
Me too.
Everyone is actually.
Oh, 18.
18's not bad. 18 and 19. Rolling well on that.
Nice.
As Gustav, you're up on your broom, and Hathar just kind of letting the robot row you along and kind of looking back and forth all over the place, trying to wrap your brain around this spatial fuckery that's happening here. You catch off in the distance another boat that's heading towards what looks to be the western side of the island. You're coming up from the south. It's coming in from the west.
Mm-hmm.
And Gustav, from your higher vantage point, you catch that ship, and you catch way in the distance. Looks to be headed towards the north side of the island-ish. Northwest side of the island. You
Aku.
think you managed to see another ship way off on the horizon.
And the
Actually,
direction
has very-
that we not looked at, would there also be one? Like, would there be in all four directions?
Nope, just those two that you can see right now.
Okay.
But Aku, you have very good eyesight, don't you? What do you make of that ship in the distance?
Oh, yeah, I can look up to one, I think a mile away without issue.
And as you look, you do make out you can make out the closer ship. It's still beyond a mile away, so you can't make out detail. But you do recognize a ship coming in with humanoid figures on it, so you can't tell what variety of humanoid.
There appears to be a ship coming in with a certain number of humanoids in it. My eyesight does not reach quite that far.
So, what do you mean by coming in, though? Is it coming towards us or going to the island?
Going towards
It's
the
also
island.
going to the island.
So
you see
we
at least
possibly...
two other parties that seem to be heading to the island.
Okay, so we possibly have competition in some way?
Competition in saving the world?
I don't know. Probably
Surely not a bad thing.
Perhaps they want these artifacts as well, or I don't know.
Perhaps.
That makes sense.
We'll find out when we get closer, I guess.
As you are looking towards this, you look back towards the island just in time to see this kind of speck coming towards you. And you're about 200 plus feet from the island right now. You're getting quite close by this point. And as you look up, you see something standing, this little speck, grow larger and larger and larger as a rock is apparently getting thrown at your boat.
Oh,
Jesus.
So,
can I try to catch it?
no.
Can I try to blast it?
I cast shield.
What are you casting to blast it, Hathar?
It's a rock.
Yeah, it's a giant boulder.
I will let off 4 Eldritch blasts.
4 Eldritch blasts. Go for it.
Okay.
Can I try to hit it with the axe, cut it in half if it comes to us?
2 and so I think at least 2 hit, I guess.
Okay.
Since I see it coming, can I try it at least? Hold
on.
evasive
One thing
maneuvers?
at a time, please, Aku.
All right.
And we're kind of in pseudo rounds of combat right now, so it's... Yeah. 16, 28, 13, and 30. Yeah, the 28 and the 30 definitely hit. And as you watch this rock just disintegrates in the air as Hathar just lets off blasts of them, which reveals 2 more rocks that are headed straight towards you. Both of them crashing into the ship, which one of them actually hits the ship itself, doing
Our ship.
Yeah, your ship, your rowboat.
Yeah.
Doing a significant amount of damage to it. And you watch as the boards on this boat creak and crack and crunch into it. And then, let's see here. 1d4. 1 is Garen, 2 is Hathar, 3 is Aku. Aku, you take. The other one doesn't hit the boat. It hits you. 4. 29 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are not raging right now.
Not yet.
Not yet. With that, we go to the top of our pseudo round. So basically it's going to be you guys get a chance to do something on the boat, ready in action, move something, and then more rocks might come in until you get to the beach, and then we'll switch to a full combat thing.
I couldn't see where they came from, right?
Yes, and you look up and you see actually kind of a familiar sight. A trio of frost giants. Just a little bit inland. Chucking these glacial boulders at you.
All right.
Okay.
How far away are they?
They are roughly 200 and about 220 feet right now.
How far am I from the shore?
You're about 200 feet from the shore.
Oh.
Oh, for the damage you took, Aku, you can subtract from the temporary HP that I gave you all.
So, what are you doing?
Could I have an idea. If I activate my rage and use my jetpack, could I get behind the boat and kind of speedboat it towards the shore?
You can certainly try. It's going to be a little bit of... It's not even strength so much as dexterity of guiding this boat through these choppy waters, but you can certainly try to do that.
I will do that. I will try that.
So, can you make a dexterity... Actually, you know what? I'll let it be athletics. Make an athletics check for me, please. And you're raging, so I believe that's at advantage.
Oh, I'd love to hear that.
31.
31.
Easy. So what's your speed flying?
My speed flying is the same speed as my speed moving. Walking, I mean.
Okay, so that is?
40.
40, okay, thank you. So you push the boat 40 feet.
Can I, dash?
No, because your bonus action was raging.
Already be... All right.
So you push the boat 40 feet along. As your jetpack extinguishes at the end of your turn, and you're now just kind of hanging off the back of the boat. Garen, Hathar, are you doing anything?
So how far away are they, and how far away are the rocks?
They are about 220 feet. The boat is now about 100... they're about 180 feet. You're about 160 feet from shore.
But that's all the rocks. That's all the rocks at the moment.
For the moment, I mean, they're on a glacier. They can get more rocks.
Well, in that case, you go first, because Father Garen, because I already did something.
I think Garen will. He'll take the position of holding the oars. I'll give a little nod to Aku and say, "Keep it up," and he'll start trying to manually row as well to boost our speed up a bit.
Okay.
Yes.
Make an athletics check for me, please, Garen.
Athletics.
Yep.
Let's see. That's
22, yeah.
22.
It's a little slow because you have Aku providing a bunch of drag off the back of the boat at the moment. But you do get about another 20 feet of movement. So you're now 140 feet from the shore.
Nice.
And how many frost giants?
3. And they are 160 feet away from you right now.
Yep, I have spell sniper, so I think fight ice with fire.
Okay, what are you doing?
I'm going to use meta magic to twin as well and cast a firebolt at 2 different ones.
Okay.
Nice.
The first one is 26 to hit.
That'll definitely hit, yeah.
And the damage is 29 fire damage.
Ooh, boy.
And the second one, 25 to hit. Wow.
Okay, 25 will
And-
definitely hit.
27 fire damage.
Jeez.
Melt.
Yeah. And you see the three of them just... And they reach down and pull up another huge chunks of stone and ice from this glacier.
Lean back in the boat like Garen wrote.
This is quite a range for them still. Okay, one is gonna miss. And one just goes wide and into the water. The other two, let's see here. Are they gonna hit the boat or you guys? Both of them hit you guys. So again, one is Garen, two is Sathar, three is Aku. So Garen and Hathar. Garen, that is 26 points of bludgeoning damage as you're trying to row and one of these giant stone and ice boulders just off of your shoulder pauldrons. Hathar, that is 23 points of bludgeoning damage as you try and sink back into this boat and hide.
Yep.
It just hits off the top of your head. It's could have been a worse hit, but.
Gustav, how many temporary hit points does your feat give?
22.
22? Okay.
Okay.
Let me create a diversion. And I get my deck of illusions and I throw a card.
Oh boy. Here we go again. Card draw. I should have had this ready from last time. Okay, so random card generator. Random deck of cards. Here we go.
I think whatever we already drew is.
I'm not going to
gone
bother with it because that's way too much to try and deal with. So.
Okay. Ace of hearts. Ace of hearts. Ace of hearts.
5 of clubs is what came up.
5 of clubs.
Which actually is not in the deck, so we'll draw another card. 3 of spades. Yeah, it's not a full 52 card deck, so some of these things actually aren't listed. Draw another card. 3 of clubs. Oh, that's a
I think anything above 7 is in the deck.
Yeah, I keep drawing like 3s. Jack of spades. As you throw this card out into over the water, or?
Yes.
Okay, as you throw this out onto the water, there's this little as the illusion magic is released from the card, and this veteran soldier stands atop the water for just half a second, looks around, and just sinks into the water.
I think it stays on the water. I think it's right. I mean, where the card. I think it just resides where the card is. If the card doesn't sink.
Okay. Well, the card slowly takes on water and starts to do this down the water. And you watch as the veteran just kind of slowly slides side to side and sinks into the water then.
Can I mage hand? Wait a minute. I'll shape water some ice under the card.
Okay, you do that in shape water, ice under the card, and and the veteran soldier with him, technically I think this is 2 actions, but I don't care right now because it's funny, floats up on the ice too, and is just kind of standing on it, looks around, stands back up, pole arm.
Well, that was nothing.
Aku, Hathar, Garen, are you going to do anything before the next wave of stones come?
Yeah, I would think, well, that worked reasonably well. Sorry, there's a lot of background noise. That worked well. Maybe just one this time, and I let loose another firebolt at the closest frost giant.
Go for it.
Okay. 24 to hit.
24 will definitely hit.
for 22 fire damage. They're getting
22 fire
less
damage.
potent each time.
22 is still pretty good.
Yeah.
So
And I think. Ooh. How far away from the shore are we?
you're 140 feet from shore.
And what kind of light is it in?
It's bright light right now.
Damn it.
It's morning light.
All right. Well, let's be done.
Okay. Garen, Aku, anything?
Garen will continue the same. Is that a full action, or could I prepare?
It's an action to row.
Okay, I'll just roll then.
Okay.
I will
Aku,
continue.
jetpack. Okay. And
Yes.
Aku, because you are now jetpacking and already had it going, and you have persistent rage, so it doesn't matter that you are not attacked or anything. That will be 80 feet from you. And Garen, can I get an athletics check, please?
Athletics is coming up. Let's see. It's going to be a 15.
15. Okay. That's just enough. So between the two of you, you get
Should I
100.
also do a check of that?
No. Right, athletics check from you as well. I just kind of assume that you're going to succeed because you're a barbarian at level 20 raging right now.
I mean,
Go for it. See what happens.
26.
I love that the natural
Natural
one
one
is a
one.
24. Like,
Ridiculous.
this is why I didn't bother. But yeah, with a 26, because you rolled with advantage, so you rolled a 3 and got 26.
I can't roll below 24.
Yep, min 11. Oh boy. Yeah. Easily, you continue pushing this along. So you're now, after this burst of speed, you're now 60 feet from the giants and 40 feet from the shore. With that, you're also
Oh, I have an idea.
you're also in range, so they're not rolling at disadvantage anymore.
Can I?
You've already
get
done
a
something
pet?
this round.
I thought it was next round.
Nope, they haven't thrown rocks yet. As you get
Alright.
closer, you now can also see that of the 3 giants, one of them is significantly larger than the other 2.
Do they look familiar in any way?
Like the ones that you saw before? No.
Hasn't been 24 hours. They're still marching.
Frosty and big.
Yeah. And again, 2 boulders come streaking towards the boat. And are they going to hit you or the boat? One hits the boat, one hits you. As the boat takes on another hefty chunk of damage. 151, 42. But it's holding together well enough. You're probably going to get it to shore. Getting back?
Sturdy boat.
We'll see. And the other one is going to hit. Same deal as before. 1, 2, 3. Garen, Hathar, Aku. Garen. 4. Shit. Damage roll. 19 points of bludgeoning damage. As you are booking towards the shore, there's just another off the other shoulder pad on yourself. And you hear it dent, but it kind of glances off and doesn't do full damage. Okay. Back to you guys. You're now 40 feet from shore, 60 feet from the giants.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can frost giants swim?
You don't know.
Be that as it may, I'll grab a patch from my rope of useful items, which depicts an image of a battering ram,
Okay.
and I'll do my best to keep it like between my 2 hands on the broom, and I dart towards the ship.
Can you make... You're darting towards the giants, or...
Toward the giant ship, yeah, I want to sink the boat.
They're not on a ship. They're on the island.
Oh, they're
Yeah,
already
yeah,
on the
yeah.
island. Oh,
Different
okay.
people, yeah.
It's been on the island the whole time.
Yeah.
I thought it was one of the other boats that
No,
are.
they were coming from completely... They're going to completely different points of the island. This glacial island thing. There is a shore, but it's almost
Well,
immediately just
Then I'll just shoot them.
icy crags. Okay. What are you firing at?
One of the giants with a shield touch.
Okay. Which one? The big one or one of the other 2?
Let's say one of the other 2.
Okay.
Kia.
19 to hit for 16 damage. That'll do it.
For a second, I thought like chill touch, but they would be resistant to cold.
I know. I was for a second. I was like, what?
Chill touch.
What did you do that for?
It's necromantic damage.
I know. My favorite.
This is every episode.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
And with that, Hathar, Garen, Aku, what you doing?
Yeah. I think so. We're now close. Yeah.
You're 60 feet from them, 40 feet from the shore.
Okay. I'm gonna stay where I am in the boat then, and I'm just like, I'll continue fighting fire with flame. And the bigger one that looked like it was in control, I will let loose another firebolt.
Okay, go for it. 12. A natural one misses.
Wow.
Yeah, unfortunately. Okay, so it goes wide and it actually starts searing into the glacier itself, and you see this like hiss of steam come up from where it hits. You also get the sensation that doing that inside of the glacier may be not the best thing to do.
No, for sure.
Interesting.
Garen, Aku, what we doing?
I would just be speeding the boat onto shore, like beach it.
Okay, go for it.
I would immediately leave the boat there and charge up with my jetpack towards the.
Okay, so with that,
as far as I can get.
So that'd be action and dash. So that will get the boat on the shore, and you can actually get right up next to the giants.
I will do that.
Okay, that will be your turn. Garen, you're
I mean,
on shore
he's-
at this point, so you can do whatever you wish.
Perfect. Then in that case, he'll like once the boat is actually approaching, or once we're sort of close enough, he drops the oars, pulls out his sword, and turns around, and says, "Aku, bring us in close, Aku." And as soon as we land, he's going to start charging at one of the giants.
Okay. What's your movement speed?
It's 30 feet.
Okay, so you get within 10 feet, so you're not quite to them yet, but you're close.
Okay.
With that, that's going to go to the giant's turn, and you're on shore now. So they're going to take
hang
one
on,
turn,
I
and
think
then we're
I'll-
going to do initiative.
In that case, I might like use compelling duel or something like this.
Which giants am I in melee range with? All of them?
Which one would you like to? You had enough movement to take your pick.
The big one, I would
Okay,
say,
so
at
you're
least.
right in front of the
And
big one.
any other giant I can also maneuver in, like take as many as I can, including the big one.
Okay. You can take one. Well, you can sort of take two.
I'll take the big one and one other. I don't really know where they are now.
Father Garen, are you doing something else?
Yeah, I think once I get to 10 feet, I'll you know what? I'll just Hunter's Mark. Just do the old Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
I'll use it on. Sounds like we're all focusing on the big guy, so I'm going to use it on him.
Yeah, ironically, he's not been hit yet.
Interesting.
Okay,
We shall do something about it.
that will come to their turns.
Right.
Double check what I'm doing here. Yeah. Okay. And that is one.
Surrender.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. That is not gonna in any way, shape, or
I
form
guess it's worth a try.
happen. Yeah, it's worth a try. I give you that. But no, it's not going to. So the big one has a huge great axe. Actually, all three of them do, but the big one looks special somehow. Like it's got more ornate carvings on it, and it is going to take a swing down at you on that Aku. Actually, it's going to take two swings at you with that. And that will be, God damn it, a 1 and a 6. So both of those are going to miss. And we're back to my usual rolls. Yay. The other two, the smaller ones, are also going to take swings at you as well with their slightly smaller great axes, as the one that you weren't engaged with kind of steps around to get within range of you.
Okay, so I'm engaged with all of them now.
Yep.
They have 5 feet range or 10?
The one that came closer to you, because you came right up to them, you couldn't tell off that first hit, but the one that's coming closer to you around seems to have stopping a little bit outside of your reach.
All right.
As they make their own great axe attacks. That is 23. Is that going to hit?
Nope.
Ah, the armored barbarian. It takes nothing off that. 6 attacks and nothing happens. Interesting.
Wow.
At this point, I would like you all to roll initiative. So, Gustav, 14.
I have my mage armor up, by the way. I posted
I
it
figured.
earlier.
I saw it. Garen, 21.
Wow, double 5.
Garen, 21. Hathar, 17. 17. And Aku, 5.
The first time I think I rolled below 20 for initiative.
Oh, poor you.
The first time I got above about 10. So.
So, last one is it's 12 actually, and that is okay. Let me get a map up for you guys. I know.
Just enjoying the theater of the mind.
It is fun sometimes, but at this point it's gotten a slightly crunchier, so we're gonna go to a map. And this is this one I want for this. Yes. If you could put your... Let's see here. So we're going to go right here. Let's see here.
Oh, shiny colors.
Uh-huh. Lots of ice and ice crystals and rock everywhere.
Yeah.
So where was the sea?
It's to the south. So Hathar and Gustav, if you could be all the way at the bottom 2 rows, that would be fantastic, please.
Where I like to be.
There's a joke somewhere about wanting to be on bottom, but that's okay.
Peter.
Okay, Frost Giant number 1. They're not. So that is medium, large, huge. Use that one. And then our other Frost Giant friends. There we are.
I would be around here then, or?
Yes. And I need to change one thing because I've accidentally screwed up and put these on the wrong layer. Roll 20. Yay. There we go.
Boys.
I put them on the map layer, so when I tried to move them, it moved the map instead. Token layer, there we go. That's what I wanted. Okay. And that one needs to be about here. Should get in within 10 feet, and Garen, you'd be somewhere back here.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, slightly closer. Okay. Okie dokie. With that... map is still 1 off. There we are. Top of the order. Garen.
Yeah, he points at the... Having casted the Hunter's Mark already, he points at the larger and he uses his vow of enmity.
Okay.
He calls out, thou hast strayed onto the wrong path. Thou shalt be punished for thine transgressions. And charges forward and starts attacking.
Nice.
So let's see. That's going to be... Oh, and I'll use a Divine Smite on this.
Yeah. Whoa. So the Divine Smite's going on the first one because that's where you called it, unfortunately.
Okay.
So you don't get the crit.
But can we call it in
If you
retro?
want, for Divine Smite, can you use it twice in 1 turn?
No, but it is. It does. You don't have to specify it before doing damage.
So you specify it when you hit, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so you specified it after hitting the first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see. Okay, so that's going to be lots of good old numbers.
Yeah, no kidding.
Here.
So for the 23, the first one definitely hits. That is one-handed, I believe. So that's 18 points of damage for that first one, which is a nice old chunk off of that. And then the second one is mouse. Where's mouse? There's mouse. So that is going to be 28 plus, and you have 1 Divine Smite you're using. So go ahead and roll
there's That's first of all, that's Hunter's Mark, and now
Okay.
I'm going to use a level 4 spell slot, I think.
Nice.
So it's 5d8, 29 radiant damage. Oh my god! Look at those rolls.
That is 83 points of damage in 2 hits. Wow. Okay. I think that's enough from Garen, unless you have some movement I think you can still do.
I use action surge. No.
Not fighter.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's Garen.
Okay. Hathar.
Are these, because I always get a bit confused with giant creatures, are any of them within 5 feet of each other?
Yes. Both of the ones on the outside are within 5 feet of the one in the middle.
Okay. I'm far too exposed here, so first I'm gonna toddle up to over here, find some cover. And then targeting then the two over...
That's a ridge, so you're kind of walking uphill there. That's not
right.
a wall, it's a ridge.
Is there, like, in cover?
Yeah, sure, I'll give you that one.
Okay. So I'm going to target these two here.
Okay.
I'm going to try, bizarrely, a new spell, which is just a cantrip, but...
Hey.
But hey.
Cantrips at level 20 can do damage, yo.
I know. So for those two, suddenly this dark black liquid emerges on top of them. And I would like dexterity saving throws, DC 19, please.
Okay. That is... the one on the left fails. Dexterity saving throw? The one on the right fails as well. They're big. They do not move very fast.
So they find themselves covered with black acid. 14 damage. Okay.
Acid splash. Nice. 14 damage to both of them. Hey. And yours. Okay. Yeah, that big guy's gone from really good to really not good very quickly. Anything else, Hathar?
No, I'll keep it at that for now.
Okay. Gustav, you're up.
I'll scoot a little closer, like here, like as far up as I can with my broom. I get my little coin pouch and I make it rain, and I cast animate objects. on
Okay.
10 coins.
Okay.
And who looks the most damaged?
The one on the left.
Okay, going once. Does a 10 hit?
Yeah.
No, a 10's not gonna hit.
Going twice. Does a 17 hit?
17 on the one on the left will hit.
That's 8 damage.
Okay.
Going 3 times, 7 damage.
Yeah.
Going
So,
4 times,
how many times can you do this?
10.
Oh my god.
Okay, and you can do it on the same turn that you animate the objects?
Yes, it's a bonus action to command them.
Okay.
12, I'm guessing, doesn't hit.
No.
14?
14 does not hit.
25?
25 will definitely hit.
Feels like... another 25.
It will hit for another 7 points of damage. They're consistent on the damage, Jesus.
Does a 16 hit?
16 will hit for 6 more points of damage.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow. So are those like kamikaze things, or are they still there?
They have each 20 HP and an AC of 18.
Wow. Okay.
So this is going to happen every turn.
As long as they are alive, yeah. They
Okay.
have a flying speed of 30.
And they're swarming around the one on the left. Got it. We'll draw something to represent that horde.
Why don't you put 10 extra minis on the board? It's fine.
Why don't you go jump off a cliff? So,
Well, now that you said that.
He would survive.
yeah, who would survive? Luke. Anyways, so they've now got this swarm over there. It is now Big Giant's turn, and the scene. First of all, the slashes that you did to him, he seems to be shrugging them off more than you expected. It's a little bit like watching something attack a coup, weirdly enough. But he now sees you as the larger threat than the Metal Man. So he is going to take his attacks on you this time. That will be another natural 1 from him.
Jesus.
I know, right? This is a big, strong thing. 4 attacks, 2 of them have been 1s. The other one, however, I'm going to take a guess that a 30 will hit.
30 will indeed hit.
Okay. Jesus. So that is... 29 points of slashing damage.
29. Okay. Quick question. The radiant damage,
Yeah.
is it getting through this guy?
That seemed to work. The actual
Okay.
slashing itself did not so much.
Okay.
Even if it was magical.
Mine wasn't magical.
He
You're
slashed.
slashing damage?
It's just slashing damage.
He doesn't. He's not using a magical weapon. That's why I was.
He is using a magical weapon. +3 counts as a magical weapon, or plus whatever you have.
Oh, cool. Oh,
And I'm
good
telling
enough.
you that he's shrugging them off more than you expect.
Wow.
Sorry,
Oh,
Peter,
giant.
that was 20. How much damage?
Sorry, that was 29.
29. Okay.
Okay. And with that, we go to the smaller giants. The other smaller one is going to focus on you as well, Garen, because you're clearly the larger threat right now. Well, it's not a natural 1, but I'm going to guess a 14 doesn't hit.
14 does not hit.
Okay. And then the other one is a 21 to hit.
Bounces it off the shield.
Ah, nice. What's your AC right now?
24 with the
24.
big armor.
Big armor, guys. The other one. Huh. Yeah. After seeing you summon that swarm of things, Gustav, he is going to take a rock and chuck it at you. So, the other giant just... and chucks this big old glacial rock at you. God damn it.
Is it disadvantage or
No.
is a range attack when he's in melee range with a friend of mine?
No.
It's
If
not
you're
a thing?
doing
Okay.
range to the person that you're in melee with. Like if you tried to chuck a rock at a coup right
All
now.
right. Okay.
Either way, it's a 15, which is below your armor, because I rolled a 6. Because it's me rolling.
I'm like, no.
Never mind.
I cast shield anyway.
Okay. So, yeah, you cast shield and it easily just... You cast shield in preparation as this large boulder hurls at you, and then it just whiffs by, does not even hit the shield. Because that's how I roll a coup.
Yes. Me being the smaller threat, I take offense to that. So I will reckless Great Weapon Master
Okay.
at the big guy in front of me.
Okay, go for it. Yeah, 25 will definitely hit.
20, actually.
Oh, right, because Weapon Master, that will still hit anyways.
That would be 29 damage.
29 damage? Yeah, okay. And
Does
that
it also
is
seem like he's
slashing
shrugging them off a
damage.
little bit?
It does.
Ooh, this guy has some strong resistance. Oh, he's raging. And yeah, I will attack again.
Okay, go for it.
That is that's a
14.
Ooh.
Oh, no, advantage, 16. That will hit.
Nice. For 27 damage.
Nice. And again, it's a hard hit. It's not as hard as you expected.
Just a sec. Yep,
Okay.
I'm good.
Garen, back to you.
How's the state of this giant in front of me? How's he looking?
He's looked better. He's still up and kicking and slashing. Well, attempting to slash when he's not rolling a 1.
Okay. Garen looks over with a familiar little smirk at the coins that are flashing about the place at the moment. But he's too tempted. He's going to take attacks at this big guy once again.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. It's going to be 1 and 2.
Vow of Enmity gives you advantage, correct?
It does indeed.
Okay, good, because there's
Very
two ones in
lucky
there.
Yep.
Holy shit.
That's my life, only I have to count them usually. So 29 and 23, both of them hit.
Nice.
22 and 21.
And so I'll use Divine Smite on that as well.
Mm-hmm, go for it.
What level? I'm going to do a level 3 spell slot here.
Okay.
So, rolling stuff again. Here's my Hunter's Mark.
Okay,
7.
And what type of additional damage is that? Is that...
I think it's normal. I think it's slashing or whatever my actual
It adds
attack
slashing
is.
damage? Okay.
I think it probably does.
Okay, we'll go with that until you tell me otherwise.
Yeah. In the meantime, let's see, that's going to be 48 this time. Oh, okay. Only 9
For 9.
radiant. I will point out, let's see. On my original attacks, I do radiant damage naturally as part of the original calculation.
Okay, I'll go double check that again here in just a second.
Yeah.
Because that is important. So that is... Because I did not catch that when I was doing that calculation. Thank you for the reminder. Let's see here. And a real quick jaunt up memory lane. That's the nice thing about Roll20 is you can go back and look at previous rolls and see what the hell we all did. And there's a bunch of 1s for me. Okay, so that is 6 more total from that as well. Okay. That is correct now. Okay. Anything else from Father Garen?
Nope, that's Father Garen.
Okay, he is. He's looking very unhappy right now. As we go to the next one, Hathar.
I look over again and think, poison did not work so well. Let's go back to fire. And I will meta magic again to do this one closest to me.
Okay.
And then this one here. So those two.
Closest and the big guy. Got it.
So the one closest first.
Is it 21 will hit.
For a nice 32 fire damage.
Ooh, yeah, that'll
Cantrip.
hurt.
And the second one on the big guy, 20 to hit.
Will hit.
Or...
Yeah, that you did
hang on,
Eldritch Blast on accident.
I cast the wrong spell. There we go. All right. Okay, let's do that again. So 14 to hit. Ugh.
Oh, 14 is going to miss.
Yeah. Damn it.
Sorry. Okay. Any movement from you, Hathar?
No, I think I'm staying in that little cubby hole there.
You got it. Gustav.
First, I'll let my coins do some persuasion again.
What's their bonus from that? What's their attack
What bonus? A +8.
+8. So we're just gonna roll this. +8 to hit, so they'll need a 7 or better. So that is all of them except for 2. So if you want to roll, what's the damage that they do?
1d4 + 4.
Okay, so that's 8 times 4, so 32 plus 8d4. 53 total points of damage from the little guys.
Nice.
Okay.
Sorry, it's just a lot faster that way than doing the...
Yeah, sure.
It may not be quite as exciting as this one, and then this one 10 times, but rolling mass dice can help. But with 53 points of damage, as this giant starts picking up another rock to chuck at you out of frustration, these things just start swarming them, and you even see a couple of the coins fly down this large creature's throat. Being a huge creature, this giant, the esophagus is actually big enough, and then you and see this trickle of blood start coming out of the corner of the mouth as it just collapses into the ice.
Okay. Did you have any excess damage there? Because it's 10 different attacks. I would have redirected
It
the
is.
others.
So there is 15 excess damage, so I'll just let you roll that over.
All right. I'll take care of the other small one there
Okay.
for 15 more, and then I'll.
So heading over this way then? Onto that one?
Yeah.
Okay. You
And
got
then I will also chill touch the guy.
the small one?
Yeah.
You got it. 28 will definitely hit for 12 necrotic damage.
Okay.
And cannot regain hit points. Anything else, Gustav?
Yeah, I'll guess I'll move away. Oop.
Okay. Back to the big guy. He is just foaming at the mouth, furious watching his fellow go down. Looking between the two of you. Yeah, it's still that Radiant Blast he's not happy with, so he's going to go after you again, Garen. As he, first of all, takes 2 swings at you with his giant, ornate great axe. Well, one of them's not a 1 at least. So that is a 19 and a 25.
Oh, 25 does indeed hit.
Okay.
You're open rolling, by the way.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome to my life. That 13 is high for me. Switch back for that. And that is going to be... Jesus. Just 22 points of slashing damage, that's all.
22 is still something, for sure.
Let's just say that that's below average for this hit.
I see. Interesting.
Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. Yep. The other one, let's see here. Between being swarmed... He's intelligent, is he? Yeah, he's intelligent enough. Seeing the swarm come to him, he's going to go after you again, Gustav, with a rock. They have just enough intelligence to at least follow. My friend threw a rock at him. Maybe I should throw a rock at him. It's about as far as the thought process gets, but there it is. 60 feet. And that is going to be... God freaking damn it. A 14 will miss. Again,
Nice try,
there, but
friend.
the arm was not.
that 13 is high again for me.
It's hard to aim for a tiny guy on a broom.
Yeah. Aku!
I will try to attack the guy in front of me, Reckless, Great Weapon Master, but
You got
with
it.
a Javelin of Lightning this time, really.
Okay.
Just trying that out. That would be a 24.
24 will hit.
For 22 piercing damage and 16 lightning damage.
22 piercing damage.
Lightning! For lightning, he has to
Need
do
a
a dexterity
saving
save.
Okay,
DC
dexterity.
13.
He passes that, so that's halved to 8. So that is going to be... Okay.
Not impressed by that. I will switch back to my great axe.
By the way, can you do Great Weapon Master with the Javelin?
Now that you mention it, I probably can't. So would you take 10 off the piercing damage?
You got it.
And I will do Reckless Great Weapon with my great axe.
You got it.
The way it's meant to be. 26?
That's high enough. That'll hit. Just... I'm going to let it go for now, but technically the whole switching weapons mid-attack, unless you have a feat that lets you do that, usually is not something that's doable.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's like a quick draw feat or something that becomes pointless if that's a general thing. I might be remembering wrong, but just for future reference.
I thought you can...
Just for,
right.
at the very least, we're going to house rule it for now. It's okay this turn,
Alright.
but for future turns.
Okay, 28.
So 28 slashing damage. You got it. Yeah, chipping away. Still not digging as deep as you expect, but chipping away.
It's fine.
Garen.
Oof. Again, how's he looking?
He's looking pretty rough.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that radiant damage. Yep, I shall attack this fellow again with my swords.
30 will hit, 31 will hit. Good.
So, here's the rolls, and let me figure out which Divine Smite I want.
And I will calculate the damage correctly this time. And that is...
Going to use a level 2 spell slot here.
You go for it.
So, first of all, this is going to be Hunter's Mark again.
Yep.
And, wow,
Yep.
Mark has been doing me pretty well here.
Yeah.
And, what did I say, level 2, so that's 3d8. Radiant, that's going to be 16 radiant.
As you slice into the belly of this creature with this long sword, and you concentrate on your oath to the Lord, there's a flash of light that streaks down the blade into the stomach of this giant. They're kind of poking up to get to the stomach in the first place. But as you poke up, there's this, and then it disappears into the belly for a second before, and it kind of explodes out the midsection of this giant, covering you and Aku in giant gore.
He is excited. He says to the corpse of this, the ruined corpse of this thing, "May your death be communion for the sinners towards the Lord."
Anything else from Father Garen?
Nope. That's
Okay. Aku. Or not Aku. Hathar.
Don't scare me like that.
This is taking too long. We don't have time for this. And I pop up and round the corner at this one remaining one, let loose 4 Eldritch Blasts.
Got it.
So first 2, 29 and a 25.
Those will both hit.
Or 1 force damage.
Okay.
And what the hell?
So there's 2 damage so far.
And the other 2, come on. 26 and a 29 to
Both
hit.
of those will hit.
6,
That's
slightly better.
6 out of 10, that's better.
And a 9,
And 9,
okay.
okay. So for 17 more damage.
Force damage, yeah.
Okay. Gustav.
Would you do me the honors of
Of course.
doing that again?
Nah, of course. And again, we're looking for 7 or higher. That is all 5 of the first rolls are 7 or higher. And all 5 of the second rows. So this is going to be 40 points of damage. I don't have to roll anything because he's already below 40. As your coin minions just swarm around this thing, and like piranhas to a bleeding explorer in the Amazon River, you all watch this like whirlwind of metal, and then there's just like this skeleton of a giant that just collapses to the ground.
Couldn't help but feel that those little coins could have been somehow stronger.
Maybe next time. You did quite some damage there as well. Maybe we'll save it for a bigger foe.
As you're now at the base of this glacier, and calm returns, even
And
as
the coins swill back into my purse.
Nice.
you see in front of you a glacier rising up from this island. You're not sure exactly where the island stops and the glacier begins, as it just rises up and up. Ahead of you, there seems to be a crack that zigzags its way down the side of the glacier and would be a possible entrance inside.
Yes, this is where we go. Do you see anywhere else?
There is this like beach icy area you could walk around for a while to see if you can find another better entrance if you wish.
What about the other ships? Does it look like they've shored already?
Oh, yeah.
You cannot see from here.
Okay.
Well,
Your view is kind
but
of
that's
blocked by the
interesting.
glacier from here, so you can't see the parts of the island that they were headed towards.
But that's
so the
interesting in
structure-
itself. If we can't see them, maybe we're going the wrong way. Right?
Wrong way.
Near as
No, I
you
mean,
can
if they
tell,
come
this
at-
glacier kind of covers the entirety of the island, and maybe even is the island. It's hard to tell.
Okay, so structurally the glacier is basically a large wall of ice, no? Okay.
There's an ice cliff in front of you.
Yeah.
And there's a crack in the cliff.
Mm-hmm.
So shall we just teleport up there?
Up? What? You can just walk into the crack.
Uh,
Although, if you want to fly up, you could try and see where the ships are.
Oh, we can go up just by walking.
No.
Oh.
You could certainly try and climb the ice face. So it's kind of like, if you think, kind of the stereotypical Antarctica where you have just that. That's what you're looking at right now.
You've been building this up for weeks, Peter.
How high is that again?
It's hard to tell from the base of this. It is anywhere at its highest point might be over 300 feet.
Wow.
Okay.
That's if you could walk up it, that's a minute. So it's okay.
I guess we can start climbing.
Yeah. So you
no
either
thanks.
can walk up, try and find ways to climb up. There's no real path to walk. You could go around, or you could go into the glacier through the cracks.
But do we all want to try and go up and in? Because I think we all have methods. But is that the way we want to go, or not? That's what I'm just trying to get from everybody.
We kind of don't have methods unless we teleport. So it would be
Fine.
fine.
I mean,
thought-
I could
I
finally
wanted
make
to
use of
fly.
my athlete feet and climb up.
At the
I
moment,
thought you were
only,
talking about flying up. Okay, all right. Okay.
at the moment, only Gustav can fly. I don't have greater steed prepared.
I can for a short time, enough time. That's what I was just checking. But
Okay.
if it's only just you who can't, then.
Me and Aku can't. Although Aku
But
can do
I
that.
can take another person on my broom.
But Aku, what about Aku's
Yeah.
rocket pack?
I mean, the rocket pack could get me 80 feet high, but then I would fall if I don't have ground under me. I could climb the same speed though, because I don't have any movement penalties for climbing.
Oh, nice.
Peter, how big is the crack in the?
At the base of the glacier, it seems to be a good 10, 15, 20, maybe even feet wide.
And do we see the end of it? Like if we peer inside?
It turns off at some point.
Is
I mean,
this
I
where we
could
want to
climb up
go?
there in 24
Is it-
seconds.
But is it where we want to go? I mean, I think we all have a way, but is it where we want to go? That's the kind of more important thing, I suppose. Do we want to go there?
What's the alternative?
Straight through the crack. Into the glacier.
Into might be a good idea.
I'll fly up there and see if there's anything that I can see from there first.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we
Yeah,
have
'cause-
telepathic communication, so I'll
My
check it out.
flying method requires using something which has limited uses. So if I don't need to use it, then
Gustav, you
Good.
are become acutely aware as you start going higher that this snow that has started since you were having tea not too long ago is getting thicker. The winds are blowing harder. And as you're going higher, the winds are picking up more and more. So you pass 100 feet up, 150 feet up. It becomes biting. You all picked up cold weather gear before the last adventure, so that's not an issue at the moment. But it's cold. And it's actually taking some focus to keep on your broom as you go higher and higher, breaking 200 feet
this is implying it's going
and
to be
approaching
a
the
struggle.
lip of this glacier. You're now quite high up. And as you look out, it is just an expanse of white. Almost perfectly flat with a few raises, a few crags. No obvious entrance immediately catches your eye. In this white, snow-covered terrain.
On the way up, there was also no crevice.
There didn't seem me. Make a perception check for me, please. Or investigation, because you're specifically taking the time to look for something as you go. None that you saw.
Okay.
There's the big obvious entrance, and you didn't see a secondary one while you were going.
I guess just go down again.
Okay.
So there's really only one option, like going through the glacier.
One option that you have found.
I think we're heading inside the glacier, it sounds like. Just to say it, we could go around and possibly even search for like the other groups or other
Through the mines.
Yeah.
I guess we have to take the long way.
So are we going inside?
Yeah.
I'm down for going inside, yeah.
Yep.
Beautiful, beautiful darkness awaits us.
Can I get a marching order, please? You can go about 2
Last.
wide here.
Back.
I think you guys go first, so I would go with Garen.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Yeah, the first row is, I think, Garen and Akko. Second row is nobody. Third row is also nobody. And fourth row is Hathar and me.
Okay. So that would put you a good 20 feet back from the other two.
Let's make it 30.
Okay, so 30 feet back from the other two. Good run and hide
I
distance.
like your thinking.
As you enter the glacier, can I have one of you roll a d10 for me, please? It can be with a physical dice if you want, I don't care.
Is nobody rolling?
I guess I can volunteer. Oh, shit.
4. Okay. So you enter the glacier. You thought it was cold outside. You are suddenly very, very thankful for the cold weather gear you have. Almost even more so than when you were in the lair of a white dragon.
Wow.
As it just seeps into the layers of your clothing. Those of you that are slightly more susceptible to the cold might even feel your teeth start chattering a little bit, even through all the layers. This would not be a pleasant place to rest.
We don't really have the time anyway, do we?
Not a long period of time.
I look at Gustav. My constitution is actually surprisingly high. I just look at Gustav and it's like, "You okay there, old friend?" And he's probably like, "Oh."
I'm okay. From time to time, I just touch my clothes and prestidigitate it warm, and I'm actually okay.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
I'm going to use this time to chug down a few potions, I think.
Okay. What would you like to drink?
I've got a potion of superior healing. It says that I have 6 of them, but I don't remember getting 6 of them, so I have a feeling that I...
Yeah, that doesn't sound
Yeah.
quite right.
Feeling like I've only 1.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm going to chug this down, and then I'm going to try top everyone off with lay on hands here.
Okay.
No need.
No, I took 1 hit point off the temporary ones. Totally.
I'm fine. I lost my temporary, but I have like 7 missing, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's easy for me, so I'll use the 8 for healing both of you, and I'll use a whole bunch for myself.
But we're not short rest nor anything, right?
No, I don't think we can.
You imagine you could probably... You're all seasoned enough adventurers, you could get comfortable enough for a short rest and kind of catch your breath. Sleeping will be nearly impossible here without some special arrangements.
Let's
84, so 25
get
points.
on.
Okay.
When I take a short rest, do I have to take all of my arcane recovery, or can I just
What does the feat say? Or what does the feature say?
I cannot find it.
Alright, we can check later when it comes up then. We're also...
Once per day when you finish a short rest, you can
Once per
choose
day.
expended spell slots.
So you cannot split it up among multiple short rests in a day.
Yeah. So if we're resting, I might just cast a high level spell so it is worth a while.
Are we resting?
That's up to you guys.
I'm not sure.
Do we need to?
I don't think we need to yet. We
No.
haven't used many resources.
Yeah,
No.
then let's not rest.
No.
Let's keep the rest for when we actually need it, I would say.
Exactly. We don't have much time, so let's move on. Yep.
As you continue walking forward, the one blessing is that the wind from the gathering storm outside doesn't seem to penetrate in here. Hathar, you're particularly pleased that as light filters through the cracks and crevices of this glacier, everything is pretty dim.
My grey eyes kind of glows.
So you're in dim light, just FYI, for mechanically speaking. As you continue along this path, it very quickly, within about 50 feet, as it makes a very short turn after coming inside to the left, the path continues to the right or seems to open up into a larger chamber on your left.
To the left.
Okay.
We didn't actually just to recap because we as always charged into a thing with very little information. We're looking for the king of. What are we actually looking for?
So you are looking for the Prince of Hearts' heart.
But where's he from?
The Prince of Hearts is an archfey.
But where's he from? Is he from here, where we are? Or we just think the heart is here?
He's from the Feywilds. You know that his heart is here. This artifact
Right, so-
that is his heart is somewhere here.
Okay. So we're looking for his heart, and we could assume probably then that maybe some of the other people coming by boats for some of the other thieves bringing back their wares. Yeah.
The woman known as Lilith that revived you and sent you on your way advised you that this is where Alice took it for now, for whatever reasons that she had. And that an artifact this powerful, one of the artifacts that holds the Feywild together, there's going to be a lot of people interested in that.
Yeah. Okay.
For varying motives, presumably.
Oh, yeah.
Also,
So
the
what
other
a-
thing we learned is Alice is pretty strong.
Short of randomly wandering around, what do we think? Like, if so, someone who's gonna, it's like a storeroom, I guess, or a hiding place for this. So, I don't know.
It's well, I don't know. It sounds to me like Alice is actually here. So either she's, I don't know, just somewhere within this spot and is holding the thing herself, or maybe if she's tricky enough because there's like some sort of trap that she's set that she's aware that people are going to be searching for this.
Do any of us have some kind of way of detecting people that might be useful and narrow it down?
Did I keep it? Damn it.
I have a good perception.
Detecting people would have been great, but unfortunately I don't have that. Objects, however, let me read up on this spell here.
Well, in the meantime, which way should we go? Should we just take a random way then?
If there's any traps or something, I can send my unseen servant to maybe trigger these traps. But apart from that, I can't do much.
I could actually go back, get one of those giants, turn them into an undead, and then they could trigger them for us as well, if you like.
Oh, yeah, you should have done that anyway.
Oh, yeah. I will indeed, while they're talking as well, cast Locate Object for the Heart of the Prince of Hearts.
I believe you have to have knowledge of the object, or at least a description
So-
or something.
Yeah, describe or name an object that is familiar to you, so you can interpret that as you want. And you sense the direction of the object's location as long as it's within 1,000 feet of you.
We should have told it to show us the object,
Okay.
how it actually looks like.
Roll a Wisdom is your spellcasting modifier. Roll a Wisdom check for me, please.
wisdom check. Let's see here. Straight wisdom. 14.
So you sit and think about this heart, which you were described vaguely as a gym, but not much beyond that. You try and reach out with your senses, and nothing comes back.
Okay.
Well, I guess we just carry on.
Possibly something else I can do. As well. I could try scrying, but I feel like others of us could also try the same.
Yeah, scrying seems overkill.
Yeah, maybe.
Because we don't have anything from that Alice that we know, or something to anchor that spell to, you know.
True. Probably hurts.
But if we did and it succeeded, we could just use that information and location of that Alice person, and I could teleport us to that in an instant, and we'll just barge in there.
Everything. Okay, let's not.
Shortest adventure ever.
Oh,
I love you guys.
Okay, left or right?
So there's
Well, I guess
the path
we assume
continues
that
to the right. There's a large cavern it opens up into.
Okay,
left.
well, there's no reason not to just look in there, I suppose.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm thinking that.
As you step into the cavern, it is strangely beautiful. As there is this little bit of light that comes through is just glittering on this cathedral of ice. It is, for such a tense, odd, chaotic place, it's weirdly calm and beautiful here.
Can we get a... I don't know, what's the feeling in there? Why is it calm and peaceful? Is there like a silence or a
You do
presence?
see on the opposite side, there's another path that continues onward. It's kind of an oval-shaped room. You come in on one of the long sides. There's another exit on the other longer side of the oval. About 50 feet away.
I could fly over the chasm and
Yeah, it's not a
See.
chasm. There's a nice, even, snowy floor to walk across.
okay.
like, oh, no footprints, right? Yeah, this is actually, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, actually, this is a good point to remind everyone I leave no footprints. But the other three of you.
As you remind
I'm flying, so I don't leave any either.
Hathar,
I leave very deep footprints.
normally yes, but as you are discussing this in Hathar, you look back to remind them of that. Despite the fact that there doesn't seem to be any wind here, as you look back, the footprints behind Garen and Aku, you see apparently some sort of breeze just kind of filling in their footprints with snow.
Normal sort of breed, I guess. I don't know.
I try
This
to
is
like
like bad
kick
for-
off some snow, make like an extra deep mark, and watch it if it fills in again.
As you're watching it, it stays there.
I turn around and then back again.
You could have sworn you kicked up some snow here.
All right.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is too peaceful. Actually, I've got an idea. I've got something that I've had for ages and never had any use for. Hang on. Where is it?
Strange magic is afoot.
Okay, I will bring out, curiously from my cloak, a strange lantern that has like a like an eye in it,
Okay.
and I use actually old school. I actually light it and shine it around the room, and it's a lantern of revealing. Invisible creatures and objects are visible as long as they are in the light.
Interesting. As you scan this lamp around this room, this like 50-foot by 80-foot oval-shaped cathedral of ice, The light bounces and dances across the crystalline walls and ceiling. Nothing seems to be here besides you four.
So that's quite enough of that, and extinguish the light again, and it goes back into my cloak.
Footprints also didn't come back though? The light?
Huh?
What footprints?
Oh, yeah.
Alright. I thought it was just illusion magic or something.
It probably is, but that doesn't really help us see it, I suppose. See through it. I don't know.
Yeah. Garen, if Gustav hasn't already gone, then Garen wants to like check the other hallway is through the crack at the other side of the room.
Yeah. It seems to continue on, this one at a slightly downward angle, for about a good 30, 40 feet before veering off to the left and out of sight.
Okay, so one path goes deeper, which sounds like it would be more towards our actual goal. What do you all think? I would be tempted to go towards the right path now, the original right path.
Yeah, I'm kind of like a sort of the fact this is so peaceful disturbs me. But if we have no preference, then we either continue or
I'm voting
take a
right.
risk. Okay, sounds okay to me.
Continuing the
Sure.
other side of the cathedral or back to the original path?
The original path, I think. Is that what the impression
Yeah.
I got? Oh.
Okay, so you take a look down the opposite side of this ice cathedral and come back to your original path. As you start heading down the path, this one also, after it takes another curve to the left itself, starts to slowly descend. And descend. This very gentle, curving descent before it reaches an intersection. About 10 minutes of this, so it's a long path that you've gone on. And the right side of it, it's two pathways still. You continue on straight, and the path continues continues on straight for a little bit before veering to the right, and then a path that's 90 degrees to your right. That continues on a bit before apparently veering towards the left.
Does the slope for either of them change? Are they going
The
down?
one on the right is just flat.
Seeing as we have no real idea where we're supposed to go, I don't know of any way to choose.
All right, then it doesn't matter. We just should keep
Yeah.
walking because we don't have time
Okay.
to falter.
As you continue forward down the sloping path, there's a slight turn to the right, and then there is a steep upward slope that is probably climbable with a little effort. That goes up about 20 feet.
I have a worrying feeling we've entered a maze here.
Or maybe, yeah. Oh, ooh. Actually, look behind us. Are our footprints still being obscured all the time?
As you look behind you again, not only are the footprints not there, but the passageway that you considered turning down a moment ago is also not there.
Oh my.
I'll detect magic.
Does anyone have a blue gun?
It goes from dim light to bright light. Everything here. The air itself is just filled with magic. But it's for somebody that is a wizard and used to manipulating it and controlling it. It is disconcerting because it is completely uncontrolled. It is completely chaotic waves and swirls and eddies of magical energy around you.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever is localized and happening here is fucking things up.
Yeah.
I'm
Well-
guessing dispelling it wouldn't be of any use here.
You can try. I mean, it's a magical effect. You can certainly try to dispel it.
Before you do that, I want to try one much more rudimentary way, and I turn to all of you. It's like, if this is embarrassing, don't laugh. And at a reasonably normal pace, I'm just going to walk into the wall.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
worth a try.
As you just turn and walk into the wall, you walk into an ice wall. It's cold.
Yeah. That's fair enough. I just wanted to test it first.
Aaron bursts out laughing.
But the other trick I do have in my sleeve is I can become ghostly and actually just literally walk through walls. But I don't know if it's going to help in a place where the walls are constantly shifting. So,
Yeah, we should let's first try to dispel the Feywild. I think that should work.
Try to dispel the Feywild.
I don't know why nobody's ever tried that before.
I know what you meant, but just the phrasing of that is fantastic.
So
I'll try to climb the slope.
Okay.
Dispel magic doesn't work like that. I mean, if it's just chaotic, it's not a single effect. It cannot.
So, Father Garen, can you make an athletics check for me, please?
Yes, athletics.
7. You get halfway up this wall, and your hand just kind of starts sliding on ice, and you... It doesn't hurt because of the snow at the bottom. It is, however, funny, especially after you just laughed at Hathar.
in that case, I will just look at him and go, and then just shadow walk to the bottom.
It's a slope up, so it goes up.
Or shadow walk to the top, up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you end up at roll a d20 for me, please.
Okay. Hang on. Da-da-da-da. 13.
Yeah, and when you end up at the top of the slope, still kind of chuckling at Father Garen as he's picking himself up and dusting the snow off his ass.
And if we look down, do we see the other two?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna try climbing up to him.
Okay, make an athletics check, please.
Would I have to roll higher than a 24?
No, just climb.
All right.
He watches you walk up the slope. All right, I get it now. Very funny, you two. Garen's going to try again.
Okay. I will say, because it's not damaging, with enough tries, and you do get that one.
Can we just roll a dice and see how many?
Can I just pick him up and carry him up?
You could. You do eventually all manage to get to the top of this slope. And then the ground flattens out where it had been descending and swoops off to the right.
I get off my broom and I try to climb up, and I'm like, "Look, I'm Father Garen."
Oh, jeez.
Make an athletics check, please.
I'm not really trying.
Okay.
Mean.
Make a throwing shade check.
Performance check.
Oh, wait.
23 performance check. It is...
Wow, very convincing.
Yeah, it is very convincing. It's a commedia dell'arte pratfall.
We're like, we must stay on the correct path.
But eventually
Lord
you do all
have
make it
no
to the
mercy
top.
on you heathens. I'll
We are,
make sure he won't.
one of you asked, we are approaching a breakpoint soon.
Oh.
As the path continues, it very shortly comes to a T. On a sloped path that goes up to the left and down to the right.
Let's go up to the left then.
Yeah. You go up to the left. This continues slightly uphill, turning vaguely towards the right. And you end up at a very familiar intersection with a very lovely icy cathedral on your right.
Aha.
And the path that you think you remember coming in, going off towards the left.
We need to find a cleverer way to solve this. Maybe we
could
do
try
need to go
going through the wall.
We tried that already. Well, I tried it. But...
Well, not in your way. I mean, with this, and I hold up my axe.
Yeah. Destroying it. Maybe.
Right.
Should I try and take a swing at it, actually, see if it does anything?
Worth a try.
All right, I'll take a swing at the wall.
Roll an attack for me.
Reckless great weapon master.
The wall.
Congratulations, you hit a wall with your axe.
22.
I mean,
Yeah.
I could try walking through it, but that doesn't really help the rest of you anyway.
Does it do the expected effect, or is
Yeah, it chips.
it bouncing
There
off?
is. You can make a snow cone this way with a little time.
Yeah, a little seal again if we walk around and come back. Okay,
I
well,
will scrape off some snow, make it into a ball, and throw it at there.
Okay.
what are some common ways you can solve? Like, one is you just don't have any plan at all. One is you dispel it, which is kind of hard. One is you go through it somehow. One is you try and defy it somehow.
Aku, your passive perception. Light bounces in here. And when you're on your way in from the entranceway, it was slightly brighter because of the light bouncing in from the larger crack in the glacier that way. It doesn't seem to be as bright as it was before down that direction.
Yeah, I relay that to the others.
What does that mean?
I knew that.
Does that
What
mean
does that-
we would have to go towards the dimming or the brighter?
Go towards the dimming.
Dimming, I guess, which is fine with me. I guess that makes more sense.
Of course.
Of course, you would want to go there.
So we follow the light, not the path. Okay.
So you're going into the cathedral or back the way you first came into the glacier?
Following the lack of light, I would say.
Following the lack of light. That is at all possible.
Okay. Everything's just the same dim light right now,
Oh, okay.
with vague bouncing coming in from various cracks and crevices in the glacier and some.
You were saying that the
ice itself.
cathedral crack was dimmer
It's
from the eyes of the two.
about the same right now, which is the odd thing. It was brighter towards the entrance before.
So it's moved.
Oh.
Or the sun is in a different angle from the outside. That's just the passage of time.
Maybe. Or maybe it's the passage of passages.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I feel like we should exhaust all of our physical straightforward options before trying some other tricky stuff. Like, we haven't went through the other side of the cathedral.
Do that first then, yeah.
I mean, I guess I have a high perception, but my intelligence leaves a lot to be desired.
Where are you
I
going?
mean, you can look out for the light. Yeah, like,
Yep.
we go through the cathedral.
So you cross through the cathedral again and through the passage on the other side. This one seems to make almost a V shape, kind of swooping flat, not descending or ascending, besides the initial slight dip to a point and then curving back again. And it opens up onto a small circular room with just an open pit in the middle of it. On the, again, so on the pit, it's like if you're at the 6 o'clock position on a clock, there seems to be another pathway that's open on the 5 o'clock. So you're in this kind of circular chamber with two passages, doorways next to each other.
It looks like a new room.
So we've ended up somewhere new, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
You haven't seen this room before.
Can we see down the pit?
As you look down the pit, it just seems to go. Eventually ending at a black point wherever the event horizon of your sight is.
I'm gonna throw in a piece of ice.
Okay. So you chuck in a piece of
Listen.
ice and wait
Wait.
and wait
Well, he can see for a mile, so.
and wait and wait.
We get the point.
Eventually, yes, out of even your line of sight, Aku.
And that's in the way, or
Is this gonna be my opportunity to test my cliff jumping skills?
There's a walkway around it. You can absolutely just walk over to the next door and leave.
let's be very careful though.
So deciding to leave the pit alone, you kind of sidle along the little walkway around this pit to the other door. Other kind of arch passage crevice through this glacier. And we're going to take a break there. And be back with whatever else happens in this crazy place. A couple quick shout-outs before we go to break. Because of the nature of this, I just pulled a whole bunch of ice battle maps because, yeah. I just wanted to give a quick shout-out to Mix Maps, M-I-K-S Maps, and Mad Cartographer. They both have Patreons, and they both have free maps as well as subscription-level maps. So I'm using a lot of the free ones for this one. I tripped over them doing prepping for this and really like them, so just shout-out to them. Also, we have new music today. I'm using an app called SoundTale. You see our logo down bottom somewhere below me. Really cool custom easy fades between different scenarios, effects. There's sound effects that I might play with later as well. Weather, night, day. It's crazy the stuff that you can do with it. So thank you to them for letting us use their product on the show. With that, we'll be back in about 10 minutes to further explore this weird, bizarro icescape that we are all in. See you guys then. Bye. Welcome back, everybody. So, when we left off, our crew was delving into this glacier in search of an artifact known as the Heart of the Prince of Hearts, a archfey of the Summer Sealy Court, and also one of the 7 artifacts that hold the Feywild together. So if it disappears, bad things happen, like, you know, unraveling of the universe. So, on your way into this glacier, you first were slowed down by a group of frost giants, but dispatching them fairly quickly and easily. You enter the glacier and pretty much immediately start getting turned around as you realize your footprints aren't holding for whatever reason. Passages that you pass seem to disappear and reappear of their own will and timing. As you enter into another passageway, I need one of you to roll a d20 for me, please. 9. Okay. Can I have somebody else roll a d20, please? I need that rolled again. What was it? 1. Of course it was. As you step through this doorway, you suddenly find yourself in a snowstorm. As the building blizzard outside of this glacier seems to have picked up immensely. And you are on a different part of the beach now than you were before. Looking out, you see, kind of through the gathering snowflakes, a larger ship, one of the ones that you spotted on the horizon earlier on. You know there is no way in hell you physically walked far enough to be at this point of the island. Behind you, yeah, you walked through a passageway, and it didn't look like it went outside, and then you're outside. As you are you trying to walk back in? Okay, roll a d20 for me, please. I assume it was all of you. Sure. You saw the ships, you didn't see any other life forms around. 11. You find yourself in yet another passage. Let's see, I'll roll this one. 9, okay. I need one of you to roll a d10 for me, please. 10. This doesn't look familiar at all. And whereas before in the part of the glacier that you were in was cold, but there wasn't any wind, as soon as you step back through and the passageway bends and you lose sight of the beach behind you, a huge gust of wind picks up, stirring up snow, stirring up bits of ice. It's hard to see, and it's just biting through fabric, through your winter clothes. It's not enough that it's going to harm you, but it's very, very unpleasant and makes it extraordinarily difficult to see anything. Do you guys follow Gustav back through that passage? Which, by the way, you keep saying portal. And I may have misspoken when I said, like, appearing on the outside of the glacier. Nothing feels like a jump. It's always a smooth transition, like you're naturally walking to a new place. It's just as soon, like the moving on the boat earlier. Once you lose sight of something and turn back to it, it might be different than you're expecting. Okay. Do you follow him or not? Yeah. Yeah, I was about to say, are you splitting the party in this place? Okay. Well, I mean, they were with you, is the impression I had. Was that not the case? Okay, so you split the party. For the sake of it, unless you guys tell me that you're splitting up, I'm going to assume you stay together. So as you... So now that you're unmuted on Twitch, I am a dingus. So we've had a discussion about how we're going to move through this place and whether or not we're going to try and split the party to try and figure it out or what have you. So the current argument is we've now ended up in this new area where the wind is picked up and it's kicking up snow and ice, making it difficult to see. It's mechanically, there's perception is at disadvantage right now. What would you all like to do?
I guess it was a good time to be muted because we didn't make any progress.
No, you sort of made progress. You ended up at another part of the beach, moved back into the glacier again.
I think we need to think about this. Just keep wandering around aimlessly. We could, but I think we need to think about this.
Maybe we should unwaveringly pace ahead with our inner goal in mind to walk towards the heart.
Or, which I think there might be somewhat
Just
similar.
picture that thing and just go as if we expect it to be ahead.
Unless there's something we missed that the mysterious tea lady told us about Alice that could help us, but I don't think she said very much.
All she said on Alice was that she's as clever as she herself is, as Lilith is.
Even more so, she said, I believe.
Well, what would she do?
Sorry?
What would the tea lady do?
She's apparently quite clever. So she says, but that's what she says. Huh? This is why. Karen's like, these guys, these fae, no problem. All idiots.
So as you stand arguing
yeah.
amongst yourselves in the blowing, blistering cold,
Discussing, not argue.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think Gustav
Yeah.
was kind of right. Like, we
Yeah.
should just actually forge a path forward.
And the worst thing that happens is we end up somewhere where we already have been. I don't know.
Exactly.
We don't have to try this for too long, but it's
And then
an
we
idea.
try a different. Yeah.
At each new location, Father Garen will drop a single coin.
That's not going to work, but I get the feeling that's not going to work. But I feel like there's something like that we could do. I'm not sure what it is.
Should we just close our eyes and walk? Because every time we
Yeah.
look somewhere,
Yeah,
it doesn't really,
that's not a bad idea. But what about a combination of the two? Also, with what Garen said, what could we do that won't get shifted?
By the way, when I chopped my axe into the wall, did it close back up afterwards?
I mean, not while you were looking at it.
Yeah, we didn't really stick around. So, like something like a minor illusion. Could you leave something like that behind each time?
I think it's reality bending. We could try. What I was thinking, Chris, was I can locate object these coins if we need to, and I don't know how that
Okay.
would work if they're disappeared, but still, it's better than nothing.
That's an idea. Yeah, let's do that. And I like Gustav's idea. Let's just visualize, close our eyes, go.
Okay.
And we don't walk into a pit.
I will actually drop a copper coin on the floor, turn around, and turn back.
Oh, Mr. Stingy, only a copper coin. I'm fine with gold coins here, but it's easy for me to say since I have 52,000 of them.
As you drop the copper coin, look forward, and then turn back. Coin still seems to be there.
Is this while we're outside, or are we in?
You're
where are we
in
right
the
now?
glacier right now. You are in a portion that is hard wind blowing. It's hard to see at the moment.
Oh,
So the coin seems to still be there. It
Yes.
doesn't have the same properties as the footprint thing.
For the moment.
I mean, when I did the footprint thing, I turned around and back, and it was immediately gone. So I assume.
When I
Because
take
I-
my dagger, which is made out of steel or iron or anything like that, I suppose, and I look with detect magic, can I cut through the magic?
Sorry, say that again.
If I like, you mentioned that everything is this chaotic magic
Yeah.
haze in the Feywild, and since if there's one thing Fey don't like, it's iron. I'll just slice through it.
With still detect magic up, yeah, you slice through it and doesn't seem to do a lot. Make an Arcana check for me, please.
Another 30.
wow.
Okay. Yeah, for a 30.
Are you the one who gets to double his Arcana?
No.
He just has a plus 11 and rolled really well. So, as you're looking at this kind of miasma of chaotic energy, you recognize all of the schools of magic mixed into it. This really is just chaos. You also catch something slightly different. You've heard described experimentations with a new school of magic, known as Dunamancy,
Oh,
that messes with time and space specifically.
awesome.
And you're seeing what you've read theorized, but not seen firsthand, woven through the fabric of this chaos. Itself, not in any seemingly particular order, but there.
So sort of like ley lines or something?
Ley lines imply much more order and direction.
But this is the Dunamancy is distinguishable from all the other schools, and I could follow that
Yeah, I
path.
think like it's a little bit like a bowl of M&Ms, and you kind of see all the colors you recognize, and then Dunamancy is a new color that you've never seen before for an M&M. That is the weirdest freaking metaphor I think I've ever used as a DM, but that's what it is. It's just this chaos of different colors all mixed together and swirling together, and nothing ever still. There doesn't seem to be rhyme or reason to how any of it moves.
So it's sort of like the other colors. It's there all the time as well.
But you have a sneaking suspicion that element being added, that twisting of space and time, might have something to do with the weirdness that you're currently experiencing.
But I don't know how to use that.
Walk backwards.
I'll tell the others. Any idea how to extract a certain?
You hear a crash nearby in the glacier.
The cave collapses.
I think that were my cats in the hallway.
Oh dear.
Yeah. There's a great academic paper to be written here on the theoretical school of Dunamancy and the chaos of the Feywild.
Yeah, I'm already falling half asleep. This is more for my other faculty members. Is there any like area in this area where there's more Dunamancy than all the others?
Not
No?
that you can tell.
All right, what the hell? I tried dispelling it.
Okay. What are you targeting specifically with the dispel?
Don't know. The color itself, the color of Dunamancy.
Okay. Roll a intelligence check for me, please. So you 14. So as you concentrate and try and impose order on this chaos, everything is just moving and swirling too fast. You can't quite grasp the individual threads to pull them together and pull them out of the mixing, swirling mess that it's in.
Sounds to me like we're still continuing with our same plan.
Yeah.
We really have an amazing track record with riddles, don't we?
Well, you have to basically get inside the mind of a creator, so which is kind of a challenge. But
We haven't gotten so far into this one yet.
we have an idea of what it is, so I kind of like the idea of just randomly trying things eyes closed. But if it's time, there's also a way. Maybe you go backwards or something stupid. Like, I don't know. Walk backwards. I don't know. I don't see any reason not to try both these things.
I mean, it sounds to me like the magic is just okay. Karen doesn't know this, but it sounds to me like the magic is just it's just a plain distortion, right, of time and space. It's just an explanation for how we're teleporting around the place. So it seems as if we're just in an area where our next location we enter is randomized, and we just have to find the right spot.
At the very least, kind of building on that in character, kind of contemplating all this, Gustav, and anybody else that's trained in Arcana, you would start to piece that together. That it's maybe not be a tool to use, but simply a knowledge that traditional pathfinding and marking where you've been and that trial and error type of working through a maze aren't gonna work here. simply because space will not behave the way that you're expecting it to.
Okay. So if random isn't going to work, what's a coordinated?
No, my point is, like, we can't exactly coordinate it. We can, I don't know, it seems to me like we can just find new locations. If we want to go back to a location we've already been to, maybe the, like, coin with the detect magic trick might work. But it seems like we should just forge a path forward, just keep on going. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We'll just try and follow the same path until we come out where we already came, and then take the other path, follow the same way.
As you move, are you going to continue moving forward through the windy area then?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
As you
better
continue,
than staying.
as you continue moving forward, contemplating this real magical discovery that you've tripped across, and how it's affecting this particular area so badly, how you might be able to use it. Pretty quickly, within 5 minutes, come to a T intersection that goes left and right. Pardon me, left and right.
And this is the one we've been to before, or
Looks new.
it's new? Okay.
I'll drop another copper coin here.
Okay.
Left.
Yeah.
Okay. So you turn to the left, you continue down another winding path. All of these paths seem to continue to slope slowly downwards at this point. Like you're going deeper and deeper into the glacier. Within about 10 minutes or so, you come up to yet another split, left or right. This one, not quite at a 90 degree, it's slightly less than 90 degree. So
Let's just say at every intersection I'll drop a coin, okay, so I don't have to mention it every time.
Yeah, similar to that. I think we would be searching, I don't know, that feels like the things we can use so far are maybe the light, as in how dark is it, or does it seem to get darker down one path or another, and sloping, like does one go steeper than the other. I think that's what at least Garen is interested in.
And we want to go deeper, huh?
Yeah, I think so. Is there any difference between the two paths?
not that you can tell. Especially with the wind kicking up the snow into your face. It's...
Oh, yeah.
Which, weirdly, even though you've turned a few times, the wind is always in your face.
Maybe go straight ahead at the intersection?
Well, it's either left or right, so you kind of have this thing going. So you come up here, and then it's either that way or that way.
Left again.
Sure.
Left again. I need someone to roll a d20 for me, please.
I think Luke's done one, yeah.
Shane.
I just roll automatically once I do that.
Okay. Just a moment. Need to adjust a few things. And a d10, please.
8.
Thank you. Okay. With an 8. Okay. This area, the wind dies down. Finally. But as it dies down, your field of vision is just replaced with this low-lying mist that comes up to about waist height, almost completely obscuring the ground beneath you.
Can I make the mist disappear with shape water?
Sure. What's the area of effect for shape water?
Just 5 per cube, I think.
Okay. you with a 5-foot cube in front of you, you're able to clear the mist, and the path before you is almost perfectly smooth snow ice like you've seen, except for one large footprint
Oh.
that is almost dragon-like.
A one-legged dragon.
And as you're looking at it and you think about this for a moment, the mist starts to close back in over top of it.
That means it went ahead of us, I guess.
I mean, we've faced dragons before. It doesn't really stop us, does it?
No, but do we
It stopped 2 of us last time.
need to? I think is unless the dragon Alice. I don't know.
Well,
Oh, that'd be a fun twist.
wouldn't be the weirdest name for a dragon, I've heard.
Yeah.
We seem to have a lot of dragon enemies.
I mean, even if we turn around and go to another direction, we have no way of knowing that won't make us run into a dragon, given our...
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so let's
Is there
keep
anything
it
else in
simple
the-
and keep walking. I mean, the only thing that I'm really worried about is time.
As
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
step forward into where you know that depression was, and it was heavy enough that there was a depression there, it's smooth, flat, like there was never anything there.
We know it covers up very quickly. So this either means that something else is coming in here without knowing how it works, which... Or...
As you contemplate what this new piece of information might mean, you come to an intersection with another large open room to the left, similar to the ice cathedral from earlier, but smaller. It's not the same room. This one with beautiful, almost Rococo ice sculptures on the walls of the room, looking down towards the center. Each of them Triton-esque in build, though that assumption might be because they're made of a form of water, but vaguely elf-like. There doesn't appear to be another exit from that room.
I was
There's
just thinking-
also a path that continues off to the right. So you can either veer left into this room or continue the path to the right.
Guys, I was just thinking if the footprints work the same for the dragon as they work for us, there might be a dragon right in front of us.
That's what I mean, yeah. It's not far ahead. Although it could also just end up in a random location each time itself. Depends where the dragon is. So it could be right on top of us or it could be nowhere near us.
Can I focus and listen if I hear anything dragon-ish?
Make a perception check, please. 12. There is the almost oppressive silence of being entombed in a large amount of ice. The soft crunch of your compatriots' feet in the snow is about all you can hear.
Well, let's look around this room whilst we're here. There's actually, at least there's a feature in it.
As you're looking through the room, you notice that each of the elven Triton-esque figures each have a weapon in their hands, and each of them have a different weapon. Around the room, there's a short sword, a long sword, a Triton spear, like a trident spear. One is carrying a net. One has a blanking halberd, thank you. And one seems to have an arrow knocked to a bow. As you enter the room, the weapons themselves look rather sturdy.
They're not made of ice?
You'd have to get closer to tell.
Fly up and look.
As you fly up, and again, these are on the walls up, so you can't get up to them from ground level. They're about 10 feet up. you look at the weapons, and while the statues are ice, beautiful ice sculptures, the weapons are encased in ice and are actual weapons.
Okay. They, I assume, appear also be magical? Or are they like the only thing that's not magic in this room?
They appear to have a vague amount of magical charm on them. You've been around enough to recognize them. They're essentially really nice weapons. They're +1 weapons.
Okay. I'll first I'll speak Elvish or Sylvan or both to them and try to greet them and see if there's any reaction. If that doesn't work, I'll just melt the statues.
What do you say?
Hey, cave dweller?
Melon.
Anybody home?
As you speak this in both Elven and then Trine and Sylvan, your voice echoes around the room, but there's no response.
Can I melt the ice in the hands a little bit so I can get one of the weapons just to try if there's any reaction?
What are you using to melt?
Shape water.
Okay. So you cast Shape Water and kind of melt away the hands, the weapon. Which one are you at right now, by the way?
Halberd.
Okay, sure.
Hearing Father Garen, Halberd from the bottom. You go over to that one and start slowly melting the weapon, and the giant, not giant, but large axe spear hybrid drops into your hands. Cold to the touch as it's still encased in ice, but free of the hands that were holding it.
I'll toss it to Father Garen.
And as you turn and toss it to Father Garen, and Father Garen looks down at it, and you look back up, all of the statues seems to have receded back into the walls and are no longer visible.
And so do the weapons, right?
Yeah, and yeah. So apparently this is now, as you all kind of look down at the weapon and then look back up, it's just a smooth, domed room with nothing special in it.
Okay, so it was basically pick a weapon situation.
Sounds like it.
Let's go to the right if there's nothing more in the room. Oh.
As you're, it's right there.
Got a big chart in that wall.
Oh, you have no idea. I'll show you guys after this adventure. This one's, if you think you're confused, try running this. As you are looking at this and kind of trying to decipher what's happening, Aku, you start to hear from down the hallway that you are about to go down. And peeking its head from around a corner, you see the head of a giant dragon. And I need you all to roll initiative.
Ah, not again.
Oh.
This sounds familiar.
Are we back in that place? Shit.
And I will immediately go in a rage if I can do that before.
Well, we'll see about initiative order. Can't be surprised, but you still have to win the initiative.
12!
So, give me 2 seconds to get our dragon friend up here.
Oh dear.
Is it perchance a black dragon?
It is not
Or
a
perhaps
black dragon.
a white
In
dragon?
fact, this
It's a white dragon.
I'll shush you all. What it? You're like my middle schoolers. You ask a question, then you all shout guess answers before I can actually answer it.
We are middle schoolers.
Is it a gold dragon?
Fuck you all! Put your tokens somewhere towards... we're going to pretend this is all flat rather than spiral and ignore the shiny thing in the middle. This is just the most circular of the prefab rooms I had available. Go ahead and set your tokens somewhere towards the left side of this, maybe towards the top. Please and thank you.
When an adult dragon feels like the middle boss. Welcome to level 20.
Who said it was just an adult dragon?
I don't know. Sounds like.
Ancient dragon would be the big one.
I mean, yeah, like a grown-ass dragon. I don't mean like a baby dragon.
Baby dragon, do. So.
Oh, he's cute.
Yeah. So this guy, he starts poking his head around the corner.
It's kind of small.
Yeah, he's smaller than the last dragon that you've dealt with. Has an odd purplish color to him. It's not like a purple dragon, it's a light lavender with flecks of pink and indigo down it. It's an oddly colored dragon. You've never seen anything like this before.
It's a fairy dragon.
Start like if it has a floral breath weapon, I'll be quite happy.
Now then, let's do initiative, please. Hathar, 21. Let's see here. So that's Hathar. Then
left top. Okay.
yeah, Gustav, 17. Let's see here. Next is going to be Aku with 12, sorry.
Oh.
And then Garen with a 8. First up. Oh boy. I kind of wish.
I love how it says next to Father Garen's name that he's dead.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Whoops.
Prediction of the future. That's the fixed time.
Oh yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Okay. 60-foot cone. This is gonna be interesting. He's up first. And let's see here, 60 foot. And it's gonna start by just where he is. And it's the weirdest, most cacophonious, confusing, meddling, weird bunch of sound. You see the snow below you vibrate as this, not roar, not screech, mix of this thing kind of roll over you, and it's disorienting as hell. Can you all make a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
Oh no.
Okay.
Not again.
Was that like a breath weapon or something?
It was a breath weapon.
My resilience sphere goes up.
Does.
I currently have all these strange defenses as well. We'll see if they're applying.
Okay.
Do I still roll? Yeah.
Yeah.
Also a +5, Deborah.
Well, I do not have strange defenses.
8. So, those that failed. If you're in...
Hold on.
I guess I failed with a 12.
Yeah. Hold on. Gustav's telling me hold on. That's what I'm waiting for.
I'm not really sure what it is. I don't know
Does
if I
it
have
block
advantage on it.
sound?
No, I mean for the saving throw. What effect it's trying to achieve depends on
Okay.
whether I get advantage or not.
First of
Same.
all, for Resilient Sphere, does Resilient Sphere block sound?
Don't think so.
Okay. So, if you fail the saving throw, that is 37 points of psychic damage.
Oh wow, the only thing I'm not resistant against.
And everybody except for Garen failed. Also,
Yeah, I wanted to ask
What?
what kind of effect it does employ.
Yeah.
it's psychic damage.
It's just damage, no secondary effect.
I'm getting there. It's kind of a weird thing here. Like it's not a straightforward. If you say, "Hey, wait, I have advantage," that's fine. Also, if you failed, you cannot take reactions until the start of your next turn. You will also be rolling a d8 to determine what you do on your turn, as if under the confusion spell. It is not technically the confusion spell, but it's close.
Is it technically blinded, charmed, deafened, frightened, petrified, or stunned?
It is none of those things.
I can't be damaged from an outside source.
You cannot be damaged from an outside source? Okay.
No.
So the other effect will still apply then, because it's not damage.
In
Okay.
that case, I'm confused, huh?
Essentially, it's not technically confusion, but it's a similar effect. Father Garen saved, though. So it will then move forward. It has a 40 feet movement towards the thing closest to it, which is...
It also says nothing, not physical objects, energy, or other spell effects. I'm not sure. I mean, it wasn't a spell, but...
Each creature in that area that can hear the noise. And it's not a spell effect. It's not a spell.
Okay.
So I'm going to rule that you don't take the damage, but you will take the effect.
All right.
So it's going to move forward towards Father Garen and take... let's see here. Bite and claw at you. So it can do both on the same turn. For the bite. Jeez. Yeah, the bite's a miss. That's an 18. First claw is a 27. Second is a 30.
Oof, both hit, of course.
Okay. So that will be 29 points total of slashing damage between the two.
Okay, 29.
And that will end its turn. Hathar, are you within? Yeah, you're within 30 feet easily. At the start of your turn, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Luke.
31. Okay, cool. You're clear there.
Wow.
Roll a 1d8 for me, please. As you failed the save on the last thing. 7. On a 7 or 8, the creature makes a melee attack against a randomly determined creature within its reach, or does nothing if it cannot make the attack. So you do nothing.
Oh, right.
So that's your turn.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah. This thing's a bastard. That will bring us to Gustav. I need you also to make a Constitution saving throw, as this weird cacophonous aura around this thing makes it interesting.
Again, nothing from the outside can do anything to me. Nothing.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it wouldn't do psychic damage. There is a secondary effect that's not damage, and it's not a spell. It's just an aura. Can you click the spell so I can see it and see what the wording actually is? Just so I make sure I'm trying to rule this correctly. This thing's a little bit less about direct damage and more about screwing with things.
Can't find it. I'll pull it up from another source. Oh, wait. Is it my turn?
It is. That's so.
Yeah, I'll just... I roll a bit forward inside the sphere.
Well, I mean,
here.
resilient.
Yeah. I'm checking it also. Spellbook.
Nothing, not physical objects, energy, or other spell effects can pass through the barrier in or out. The creature in the sphere can breathe there. This is sound. So it's kind of a weird area on this. It's not really energy. As in the rules of written energy. So I will say it will protect against the aura, though. However, yeah. I know, this is such a freaking edge case. Yeah, I'm going to say no. I'll say it blocks the damage, because it's doing something slightly differently. I still want you to do a con save, please.
That's fine.
So there's, again, secondary effects.
Concentration.
26. Yeah, you're fine on that. You haven't taken damage, so there's no concentration check.
No, I roll with advantage.
Okay. Yeah. For any constitution save?
Yep. Because of my transmuter stone.
Okay, cool. And then a 1d8, please, to see what you do this turn.
Oh, right.
5. Let's see here. The creature takes no action or bonus action and uses all its movement to move in a randomly determined direction.
God.
So we're going to go 1 is up, and then 2, 3, 4, 5.
I was
6,
here,
7,
wasn't
8.
I?
Yeah. So D8, 2. So you need to go up and to the right Well, just 2, because then you run into a wall.
I mean, I'm in the ball, so if the ball bounces up from somewhere, I land down
I assume
here.
you're on your broom, flying in the ball.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay. I mean, it'll still poke the ball.
Yeah.
in the snow,
But you can still poke it with the broom. So 10 feet up and to the right, please.
So here?
Yep.
Okay.
I get the feeling this combat is going to last a long time.
Well, that was mostly debating that one particular edge case.
No, but the rest of it, everyone's just going random things all the time. It's going to...
Aku, I need a con saving throw from you, please.
Peter.
Yeah.
Do we get to repeat that confusion stuff?
It only lasts for a turn.
Oh, okay.
33.
33. Like I said, it's not actually a confusion spell. It's just an effect. 33, yeah, saves easily. Roll a 1d8 because you also failed that one. 2. The creature does nothing. You just stay right there.
Error.
As the psychic weird sound thing that this thing emanates just fuzzes through your circuits and systems, you just stand there. Garen.
I just screamed a bunch of zeros and ones.
I
with fire.
need a con save from Garen, please.
Okay.
Audio
Constitution.
sensors overloaded.
I know, right? 26, you're fine. You can do whatever you want as Father Garen, with his holy zeal, is able to just shake off the weird psychic whatever this is emanating from it.
He watches his comrades around him and just says out loud, "The weak wills of ye heathens. I'll show you what a real will is."
Hang on. But we all got those numbers.
Huh?
He saved.
What?
Garen
So
saved.
if he saved, then so did everybody else.
No, I saved the original save, the wisdom save.
Oh, the original one. Ah,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Oh, right.
Okay.
The 1d8 was from the breath attack. The con
Oh,
save
Peter.
is something different, but you all have saved
Right.
that, so you all haven't had to deal with it yet and don't know what it is.
We would get a bonus from Garon being near us, right? Was it +5?
Plus 5?
17 doesn't save,
But
right?
you all got extremely
I am
low.
not going back an entire round at this point. And it was not close for a lot of those.
The lowest con plus we have is.
It's
11.
over
It's
in one
ridiculous.
turn anyway, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Leave it be. It's too late to go back for that one.
We all
It's
have
fine, it's
insane
fine. Don't worry.
constitution for some reason.
Garen, take your turn, please.
Holy weapon attack.
Go for it.
Fuck him up.
Yeah, so I'm going to cast Holy Weapon as a bonus action.
Okay.
It's from my ring.
Okay.
And, yeah, like this huge bright light. Oh, actually, sorry, that's hard. It emits a bright light for 30 foot
Okay.
radius. And,
Everything is lit
I
up.
rolled that.
Yes.
Yes. So attacks, and I'm also going to do Divine Smite on this.
Okay. 20 and 16 both hit.
Wow, nice.
Not a high AC. So that is 17 and 18 for 35 plus a... You said you were going to pump a Divine Smite?
I will first of all Holy Weapon. That's
Okay.
Let's check. That's going to be 2d8 radius. So let me do that first.
Okay.
And
6.
6. Let me look at my spell slots here. I'll probably be doing a level 2 spell. So that's going to be another 3d8.
Okay.
Full 3d8. 13.
Nice. As your companions are running around confused, you just into this odd purple fey dragon creature.
I now feel as if I'm completely unobserved by my companions, so I'm screaming, "Fear the Lord! Fear the Lord!" as I'm attacking this thing.
The power of the one compels you. Oh shit, it gets his weapon back. Sorry. Is it in this weird cacophonous thing that's going to be different every time, and it's going to be awful every time.
Please keep doing it.
Garen, weirdly, it just washes over you.
Oh.
You don't seem to notice it. The other three, I need you to make another set of wisdom saving throws, please.
That would be a 22 for me.
22. What's your radius that you help?
30 feet.
30 feet. Okay.
So it hits everyone.
Well, 12. I think
Yeah.
that still fails.
Unfortunately, Aku, you succeed.
Yes.
Other two
Why
fail.
unfortunately?
Hathar, you take, as this ringing pounds through your head yet again, 37 points of psychic damage. Gustav, you take no damage, but you're still a little disoriented by it. That will bring us... it still has bites and claws.
How much? Sorry, how much damage do I take?
You took none because you saved.
Oh, it's like save or...
Hold on. Failure.
No half damage or something?
Hold on. On a success... Okay, yeah. Save, you take nothing.
Wow.
Nice.
So, as it bites and claws at the thing closest to it, Father Garen. And the only thing that can attack right now, apparently. And the bite sucks again. 18 again, the exact same roll. It's a 24 for the first claw and a 32 for the second one.
I always forget this. My AC is 24, so
So
that
it hits.
means it hits. Okay.
So as you're able to kind of shield bash its mouth away as it... the other two claws just dig in and almost lift you up as the claws hit under your armor and then drop you back onto the ground again.
Nice.
For 25 points of slashing damage.
25. Okay.
Okay, that will bring us to Hathar. Roll a 1d8 for me, please. Two. You do nothing. I do also need you to make a Constitution saving throw as you're starting within 30 feet of this creature. You're within its aura. 14.
What? Oh my god.
Plus 5, 19 still doesn't do it. So, that is an additional 14 points of psychic damage. And you would have disadvantage on attack rolls, but yeah. Not an issue. As this whiffling aura just kind of permeates into your head, making it hard to focus on anything. This thing is... It's designed to screw with your head. Okay. Gustav, you are... I think you're outside of 30 feet now, so you don't have to do that.
35 feet from the dragon.
Yeah. So you don't have to do the initial con save, but I do need a d8 from you, please. 8. Attack with melee, but you can't, so you stay put.
I can also not move.
You end your turn.
All right.
Creature makes a melee attack against a randomly determined creature within its reach, or does nothing if it can't make such an attack. Okay. Aku, you're free to move. I do need a Constitution saving throw, though.
File integrity verified. Can't save. Shouldn't be a problem. 29.
29? Yeah, that saves easily.
I am going to rage first, of course, and go around the dragon.
Okay.
And I'm going to do what I do best. Reckless, great weapon master.
Yeah.
That is a critical hit.
I'm not seeing anything roll on roll 20, buddy. Just so
It
you
says
know.
36.
36. Okay, critical hit's fine. Just so you're aware, you need to be telling me what the numbers are because I'm not seeing them.
I can see
Okay.
it.
Really? I'm not. Let me...
I see it too.
Okay, let me restart roll 20. That happens sometimes. In the meantime, yeah, that definitely hits. Critical is gonna hit, yeah.
Was 5d12, right?
5d12 on top of it, yeah.
5d12 plus 14. Wow. Actually, plus 24. Sorry.
There we go. Now I can see this.
50 damage.
50 damage. Woo, boy. Yeah, you take your axe and you sink it into this thing. Okay.
I will do another attack.
Okay. Do it.
35.
Yeah, 25 is going to hit.
35, actually.
You're
30.
a great weapon
Sorry.
master.
Minus-
So 30.
minus 5.
Yeah. Either way, that's going to hit.
For 32 damage.
Yep, 32 points of damage. 150.
Choppity chop.
Yeah, it's like brain stopped working for a
I
second.
would attack again if I didn't have to use my bonus action to rage.
I thought your bonus action was an attack. How did you attack twice? Oh, no, wait, sorry. Bonus
I attacked twice with my action.
All right, sorry. I always forget. The bonus action's the one you can't because wrong. Anyways, Garen.
Yeah, I'm going to also reposition myself slightly. I'm going to stand here, and I'm already holding concentration, so I shall. Wait. Actually, I'm going to continue to stand where I was, and I will attack.
Okay.
And I lovely this divine smite. Added this as well.
The 19 will hit. The 14 natural 1 will not.
Okay.
So that's
So
22 for the base.
this time I'm going to have to use a level 1 slash plus 2d8 for the divine weapon. Let's see. Roll 4d8. It's going to be 21.
21. Wow. Good roll on that. Yeah, this dragon's not looking too happy with the two of you whacking at it over and over again. Anything else?
No, that's me.
Okay. Its turn. Well, first of all, does it get its breath weapon back? It does not.
I could have done that if I maybe, but I didn't. So.
It is going to... Yeah, it doesn't like being there. So it's going to go up into the air. It's going to fly 10 feet over Father Garen. Aku, you do get attack of opportunity if you wish.
I wish indeed.
Okay.
I can't do reckless and stuff
Nope,
all
it's
that.
just a straight up.
All right.
32 is going to hit, though, I think.
That's a 24.
24 more points of damage. Yeah, it's mostly wanting to get away from Aku.
Does he stay within my reach?
No, you would also actually get one.
Okay. So that might mean I can possibly influence his movement here.
Oh, do you have
Let's
Sentinel?
see. I do, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, wrong.
Wrong thing. Try it again. 24 will hit, so he is grounded.
Nice. Aha.
So go ahead and roll the damage for that, please.
Oh, yeah. It's 13.
13's still, yeah, this guy's not looking very happy at all. Yep, fuck it. He's just gonna keep going on you, Garen, because it's single-minded. So, come on, Mousy. Do what I want you to. The first thing that's going to happen is he's going to kind of turn at you, and his eyes are just going to light up in flame as a streak of fire bolts towards you. For Jesus Christ, he can't roll. 21 is gonna miss.
21 misses, yeah.
And then just kind of, and shaking its head in frustration, it's gonna try and bite and claw at you again. Fucking bloody hell. So that is an 18, a 24, so one claw is gonna hit, and a 20. This is incredibly low rolling for this creature. Yeah. Well, damn. Max damage, though, on the one thing that hit. So that's 18 points of slashing damage as it, in frustration, just rakes across the front of you. Okay. Hathar, Constitution saving throw for me, please. Because you're within 30 feet of this creature. 23, you're good. What would you like to do?
I can do something.
Yes, you can do something.
Is the light still there, Garen?
Fortunately, yes.
Yeah.
30 feet. How damaged is it looking?
It's looking pretty hurt after the wailing your two blade masters have done here.
Okay, well, in that case, I think I'm going to try my new trick. I just need to see if it affects weak creature. No, bollocks, it's going to hurt you as well. No.
What you doing?
I think then I'm going to sod it. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to use a charge of this fancy staff to like stick me to the ground and render me useless. I curse you. Con DC 19, please.
Con DC 19. Okay, and it will succeed on that one, unfortunately. I need you to make a charisma saving throw, please.
Yeah.
30. Wow.
And,
You're fine.
and I'm going to meta magic to do a spell as a bonus action, so I
Okay.
can actually do something. What is useful? Sod it. Okay, I'm just going to Eldritch Blast it. For now.
Go for it.
So the first two, 26
When in
and
doubt,
27.
Eldritch Blast.
Close hit.
So 7 and 8.
So 15 so far. Next two.
And the other two. 12 and
12
27.
misses, 27 hits.
And another
For
3.
3 more, so 18 total.
And I will move. So I can't get around it, and these lights in the way. So I'm just gonna go like hover up here with with Gustav.
Okay. That will bring us to Gustav. Your turn.
I can do something?
You can indeed.
Okay, first I'm gonna get some bit of cloth and I put it in my ears. And then I'll start moving with my broom against the sphere into this direction, so I'm here in melee.
Okay.
And I'm not actually going to do anything. I just want to be up close and marvel at this creature that I've never seen.
Okay.
And then I'll get out my flute and I'll play the tune. I can play that too. And it doesn't sound nice. And then I'll say to it, if you help us, we'll let you live.
Okay. I'm assuming this is suggestion.
No, this is just...
Oh,
I cannot cast anything outside.
right. Make a
The sphere.
persuasion check for me, please.
28.
Okay. Cool. Of course. What's its intelligence? Okay, good to know. Make an animal handling check for me, please.
Uh-oh.
18.
A plus 0, 18.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay.
I get like a bonus because of Father Garen.
Okay.
No,
No,
that's not
that's a save.
That's 5.
Aku, I need a Constitution saving throw from you, please.
Coming right up.
23, you're fine. I wish I could roll like that. What you doing? Your turn.
Oh, my turn?
Yes.
Well, I guess I will stick to smashing him.
Smash it with a hammer.
Reckless and all that jazz.
Mm-hmm.
That's another crit.
Another crit,
Jeez.
because of course.
$60 damage this time.
What's the plus 24?
Plus 24 is
It's 10 great weapons.
Plus,
4 rage.
it's plus 10 from my weapon, plus 4 from my rage, plus 10 from Great Weapon Master.
Okay. Jesus. Okay.
I can play the flute.
And with that, how do you want to kill this thing?
That's a random combat.
I'm just gonna take his head off, I think.
Okay. Yeah, and as he's kind of swings its head up to look at Father Garen in just pure confusion, you have that kind of Kill Bill moment where the head is there with the neck, and then the head just starts falling. And the whole creature just collapses down to the ground.
I poke a little bit at my sphere so that the blood gets a little bit off so I can see through the sphere again.
But with that, calm seems to return to this.
Oh, that sphere really paid dividends so far. It saved me a lot of spell slots.
What was that?
Make
That was odd.
make an Arcana check. Anybody that wishes to.
Yeah, sure.
What?
14 from Gustav. Oh,
Anybody that wishes to.
Gustav, that's the 1-3, and you what that? Jesus, I should start open rolling to show you guys. Let me put it this way.
That was 17. I have double proficiency at the moment.
Okay. So 17. Yeah, that's an odd-looking dragon that you all just fought.
Yeah, that really messed us up. Well, me especially.
Can I put some of its scales and more identifiable parts into my bag
Yeah,
of holding
make a
for
survival
later?
check to see how successfully you can kind of harvest parts from this creature.
I would just take the whole head, to be honest.
And
Doesn't
store
fit
it
in the
where?
bag, I think. Survival, yeah?
Yep. 13.
How heavy is the head?
It's slightly larger than you are.
Oh. I'll try to take some teeth.
Okay, make a survival check as well. Gustav,
Awesome.
you managed to pull about 3 scales from this thing successfully.
Cool.
Aku, you pull 1 tooth with a 12. That is, it's kind of slightly chipped, but it works. You try and pull a few more, and you're just too strong, and you actually crush and shatter a few of the teeth. You managed to get 1 that's serviceable.
I think I would like to take some blood as well.
Blood? Yeah, you can get a vial or 2 of blood from that as well.
And would it require some effort to extract the heart? Or
Yes, that would require more effort than a 13 survival check.
Nah, I'm not gonna bother.
Since you don't know this creature, it would be a little bit of butcher work to get there.
Gustav, you cast shield for free, right?
Yes.
Do you feel like filling up my now used up Ring of Spell Story?
Sure. Oh, you have undo. Cool. Yeah, I can do that. I can put whatever you want in there.
Surprise me! I don't know, shield
Um,
sounds useful, but yeah, I usually held Holy Weapon with it, but I don't have Holy Weapon prepared, so I can't use it anymore.
Let's see what I have. I can give you. I mean, I can say that to you. I can give you a catapult. I can give you disguise self, featherfall, mage armor, shield.
Haste.
Have you not prepared that? Misty step, mirror image, enlarge, reduce, earthbind, counterspell, dispel magic, gaseous
God.
form,
Counterspell would be nice.
dimension door, greater invisibility, animate objects, seeming, and wall of force.
Oh my. I don't know, give me like fucking counterspell and 2 shields.
All right, here you go. Oh wait, counterspell would mean I have to expend a spell slot.
True.
I mean,
Whichever. Give me
I give you a counterspell just because I have it as signature level 20 spells and I cast it.
With that out of the way, the room that you're in, where you picked up your +1 halberd, is seems to only have the one entrance that you came in. That path goes to the right, which is the direction you came from, or it goes down to the left.
There's nothing else in the room with the dragon?
There's a corpse of a dragon now. That's been
Yeah.
slightly butchered by your attempts
The
to
thing
pull
in the
scales and
picture
teeth
is-
out of it.
The thing in the picture is not accurate.
Right.
The big shiny hole.
Yeah, that's not accurate. This is
Okay,
just the
alright.
closest to a circular room. That I
So
had.
let's head to the left then.
Okay. As you head down to the left, and you still have this kind of mist layer beneath everything. But otherwise, nothing seems to catch your attention as... I was about to say odd or weird, but everything here is odd or weird. It's just not enough to note compared to what you've seen so far. Eventually, you do come across another fork that veers off to the right and to the left. Both appear to continue down, though again with the mist layer, it's a little hard to tell.
Let's go down.
So right or left?
Down, whatever is down.
Both go head down.
Left.
Okay.
Right or left? Down!
As you head... Again, you all like teaching middle school. And I say that with love for my students and you guys. So as you head to the left, the path continues to slope down to the left, and you come across a room that looks oddly familiar. There's a circular room with a giant pit in the middle, and a doorway just to your right along the circle.
And another dragon.
No, not another dragon.
Is there a copper coin?
No, there's not. You never dropped one in the first time you were in a room like this anyways.
I thought I mentioned that I would drop
Yes,
it
but
any.
that was before you did
Yeah,
that.
no, that was before. I remember because I was thinking about doing it in this room and then I never.
Oh, so we were like, this was one of the rooms we were in the beginning.
Yeah.
As you all are taking a look at this room, Gustav, you notice that the path heading off to the right, that's next to it, is slightly further away. So you're not sure if this is the same room or simply a similar room. There is a
Then
pit
let's-
of nothing, but you don't know if it's the same pit of nothing.
Let's carry on.
Try the right one then.
Okay.
I almost would have jumped down the pit, but I mean, do I get the sense that I mean, the worst thing that could happen, we all jump down. I cast Featherfall, and if we fall down forever, I'll teleport us back.
I still also I'm a little confused because I think I got lost in the conversation at a certain point. Did we decide we were following a particular strategy here or not after all that discussion?
We're going down, I think, was the strategy.
Okay.
Basically, no quiz. Strategy is to embrace the
There was a lot of
random.
discussion and then it seemed to get to
How does the magic look over there, or like when I look down the pit?
Nothing different about it. Just still the chaos.
Out of sheer curiosity, I do like that plan a lot.
Yeah, I'm kind of intrigued, if a little bit.
All right, then let's jump.
But hang on. Hang on. Not all of us can
Cannonball!
fly. So just hang on.
I
When you say-
can do Featherfall for all of us.
On all of us,
Yeah, I think
the featherfall only reduces damage.
No. Makes you fall like a feather.
Yeah, it's choose up to 5 falling creatures within range. Falling creatures' rate of descent slows to 60 feet per round until the spell ends. Lasts a minute.
Okay.
That's 600 feet, right? We could fall without issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
And if we still haven't reached the ground, I cast it again.
Let's go.
Hold on. Can I upcast it to
Actually-
extended duration?
Let's do why not.
I mean, honestly, we can just jump first, and you can do it as a reaction.
We're basically gods anyway.
What could go wrong?
Says the person who's like a tank.
I think I can just nosedive first with my broom, and then you guys jump, and then when I feel the need, I mean, it's pitch black, but this might be slightly dangerous to just judge that by an oncoming ground. Maybe we just jump and I cast Featherfall.
I think so.
It's like a leap of faith kind of thing, maybe.
Yeah, I reckon. I think
I
it's
was,
gonna be like
I was wondering how my jetpack works because it says at the end of the turn, if I am flying, I fall.
Right.
But if I don't fall directly to the bottom in one turn, I could technically start flying again the next turn, no?
Yeah.
Well, that was
Only one way to find out.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Gustav
we
jumps.
just. I think we
Gustav
just
is
do
now
it.
falling away from you. What are the rest
No,
of
no,
you
no.
mean,
We
I'm
said
like-
we
It's
were
in a
gonna do it.
room.
Hang on. We said we were going to do it together. We said we
I
were going
come
to do it
back,
together.
go back up.
He said he
You guys
jumped.
coming?
Oh, guys.
He's on
Yeah,
the broom.
I'm
It's
on my
fine.
broom.
Let him,
I'm
let
on
him
my
scout
broom.
ahead. He's on a broom.
I jump.
He's flying.
I actually think the leap of faith thing is important.
Okay, Garen just jumped as well.
Hang on, we just keep saying we're going to do it together, then people just keep doing it.
Well, I'm gonna jump after Garen.
Okay, Aku's gone. Hathara, you are now at the lip of this, wondering what the hell everybody else is doing as you watch them slowly descend down.
I think Hathar's just like, what's the point of talking if we don't listen, and jumps.
Oh, I love it. I need someone to roll a d6 for me, please.
Let me do it this time.
Yeah, go for it.
6.
6. There is no 6 option. Roll again, please.
Option.
4.
4.
I
Okay.
could just roll D5.
You all fall for... You're not entirely sure how long you're falling, actually.
Oh, hang on a minute. I've just realized as well. Stupid. Anyway, okay. Yep.
You're falling.
No, I've just realized something.
As air
Into the rabbit hole.
rushes
Yes.
past,
That's what I just realized.
as you start falling, and then there's this weird, interesting moment where you see a light beneath you. And as you continue to fall, the light slowly grows larger and larger and larger and larger, and you see just past the light as you approach the lip of whatever this is, there's a floor, I guess, that seems to be 20-30 feet past this hole, wherever this opens out into. That's just a continual drop past that. But as you approach this hole, you feel yourself slowly decelerating, like you're slowing your fall. And as you reach the lip of it, you come up past the lip of this hole and realize that you're in a very similar room to where you started, popping up butt first out of another hole. What do you do?
What?
As gravity
So back
takes
over.
over and starts drawing you back down into the hole, do any of you do anything?
I tried to land
grab
the
onto
ground.
something.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
We
went to the
understand
left.
what's happened.
So basically, you went down a hole and you kind of portaled up out of another hole.
And is the coin that we left in the original room, as in like just now a few moments ago, there or not?
Nope.
Interesting.
But as you start going down again, are you grabbing or letting gravity take you back into the hole?
Grabbing.
We're all
Grabbing, yeah.
grabbing.
Make a dexterity save. Anybody that's trying to grab and doesn't have a broom to their name.
I suck at this.
Sorry.
I'm using. Can I use a rage in my jetpack to get like?
Sure. Yeah, you can use
Athletics
burn a
already?
rage to do that.
Do I still have to roll, or do I get some bonuses?
You just get advantage on the dexterity save.
All right.
Oh, take my hand.
19.
19.
This was exceptionally lucky.
Hathar, Garen, and Aku, you all realize, grab onto one of the ledges and pull yourself up onto this room. That is, would you roll 1, 2, 3? This one has 3 exits out of it.
Oh my. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Gustav, are you with us or what?
Yeah, you're all
Yeah.
there.
I'm flying. I don't care about cliffs.
Gravity. Who needs
Having
it?
a flying character.
Doesn't even take attunement.
Nice. Slight side note, Peter, is that holy weapon lasts an hour, so there's still a huge light emanating from my sword.
Oh, an hour?
Yeah.
Jeez. Standing well back from you.
Can you not sheath that weapon, even if it's holy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you all kind of pull yourself up. There are 3 paths that lead away from this kind of circular platform area around this pit. 2 next to each other on one side, and then 1 on the opposite side from those 2. I need someone to roll a d10 for me as well.
Oh. I was about to say though, so this kind of means that our lengthy discussion around just going for it was probably what we should have done in the first place, but maybe. I don't know.
6. It's... There doesn't seem to be anything particularly special about this area besides just... It's just icy and cold.
Shall we jump again?
I mean, does this room look... I'm trying to remember if the original, as in the first of these rooms that we ever were in, had 3 exits.
It
or
had
not.
2.
It had 2.
So it is changing.
So it means
We know which one was the exit that it didn't have in the first.
Which is the new one.
Me oh my.
Which is the new one?
The one across from the double. So there's a double path, so kind of a V that comes to a point in this room,
Yeah, then let's take this one.
and the one
sure,
across from it.
Yeah, let's go through the new door.
Hold on. Hold your horses. Oh, shoot. I lost that one. No.
You can see Gustav holding the patch of his 2 horses on his rope of useful items.
Oh, wow. Oh, God bless you all.
Hold your horses.
Yeah.
Hold your
Oh, I just realized something. Do you have access to your steed in here, Garen?
My steed is...
Do you want a steed maybe later? When just say so. I can give you one.
Okay. As you all are about to leave this room, there's a of magical energy on the very middle of this pit as a fully formed ogre just before slowly starting to fall into the pit.
What?
Indeed.
As you all are staring at it with that kind of what the hell reaction to it,
Following us, basically.
there is from one of the 2 joined halls, another frost giant steps out into the platform on the other side. Can I get... Yeah, they would. Aku, I need you to make 2 wisdom saving throws for me, please.
I think we could. Am I near Garon?
Yes. I'm assuming you're close together right now.
All right.
20 and 15. Yeah.
25 and 20, actually.
25 and 20 easily saves them.
Wow.
You don't feel anything. Like, you're not aware that you just saved from something.
Okay.
And as you're all looking at this, there's this sudden pew, as this like mini firework goes off in front of the frost giant's face.
Okay.
I'm starting to like this place.
Utterly confused by it, but it's interesting. Yeah.
So that ogre was probably also somebody, like, I'm thinking somebody from one of the boats that tries to do the same thing that we do, but he fell through it, right?
Yep. Swatting at the thing, suddenly the frost giant hits the side of the wall, and kind of seemingly from the ceiling above it, where you can't quite see apparently, this kind of boulder of ice drops in its hands, looks over at you, and chucks the boulder at all four of you.
Oh, okay.
Can I try to put myself in front of it?
Yeah, go for it. So as a
I
coup,
Misty step out of the way.
Get in front of it, and Gustav, Misty steps out of the way. The boulder hits Aku and continues past him as the image of the boulder continues on down the road.
This is what I thought, yeah.
We might have triggered some trap here. Be careful.
No, I think they're kind of like a mirror image or something, or upside down or something, like a reflection or something like that.
Mirrors?
Karen has seen enough cards being thrown around. He's looking around for like a source of an illusion.
Mm-hmm. Make a perception check for me, please.
Sure. Perception. 5.
5 and 2. As you all are confusedly looking around, Father Garen, you suddenly see from the opposite, so you have the 2, the frost giant came from 1. Coming from the other one is a priest and 2 acolytes wearing adornment and symbols that you recognize as being followers of the Lord.
What the
Do we see this as well?
Yes, you all see this. You've never... Aku would have, actually. But the other 2 of you, you've never seen a priest of the Lord before.
Can I do an intelligence check?
Attack them! They're enemies!
As the 3 of them just open their arms and embrace, inviting Father Garen towards them.
Oh. Does he recognize, like, who the people are? Or is it just
no, not specifically.
Yeah, he, like, for a moment, he looks at them, and then he lifts up his hand to show the glowing sword and the symbol of the Lord and the rope that's wrapped around his arm. But then he sheathes it and steps forward.
Brothers, I hold him. I actually hold him back before he steps towards him and tell him, Father, something does not seem right here.
You fool! You do not recognize who these people are. They are more righteous than anyone you could possibly imagine.
Why are they here?
They must be on the holy path. I too have been sent here by the Lord.
I do not doubt their
Oh my god, he actually
zeal,
believes that.
but they should not be here.
Heathen's the lottie. He'll like walk straight towards this.
Okay. As you're walking... Oh, God. As you're walking straight towards them, you all 4 hear this... this, like, chuckling sound. And then you see a blur going across the far round of this as just image after image after image pops up as another troll just... a lich-like creature brings itself up and starts raising a staff towards you. A Medusa, snake-like hair spitting.
Wait a minute. I know that. I pull out my deck. It's like my deck.
Right, and you reach for your
ignore
deck.
it.
You reach for your deck, and it's missing.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh god.
That little thing must have stolen it. It's all illusions. Don't pay it no attention. I scoot after the little one. I'll even
it's
try to get.
long gone.
Oh,
By the time you saw the blur, it was already past.
Damn it. I'll better use the wish spell for another deck.
And kind of looking after it, though, you do spot the case of your deck on the far side. Past now that you know they're illusions, you can kind of see through them. On the other side of a Aranyes, so this like female demonic figure that's standing in the doorway that you see as half illusionary, and it's this weird counterpoint for Garen, especially because you haven't broken that illusion yet. Technically, you have the acolytes of the Lord on one doorway and literally a demoness in the other doorway.
Well, as fun as this all is, I guess this shows we're on the right path.
Gustav, you see the case of your deck just past that demoness, just lying on the ground.
Yeah, I'll mage hand it up.
You mage hand and pull it back to you, and there appears to be 2 cards left in the deck.
Nice.
As it just dumped the entire pack as it ran.
What cards are left?
You find out when you draw them.
I mean, I draw them at random, right? I can look at them and just shuffle them.
Sure. You have left the 8 of clubs, which is an orc, and 5 of clubs, which doesn't exist, and the jack of clubs, a berserker.
Oh, friend for a coup.
As the rest of you start seeing through these illusions and they slowly fade. Father Garen, can I have you make 2 wisdom saving throws for me, please?
Oh. Yeah, regardless of whatever other illusions appeared, he still went towards the feast. 2 wisdom saves, was it? 1, 2.
Okay, 25, 27. Easily enough. As another of pyrotechnics appears over the center of the pit.
Is that a color spray?
Slowly dissipates down. You just hear the faintest bit of laughter disappearing down a hallway.
Or prismatic ray, or what's it called?
And the hallway that he's already walking towards.
You don't know which hallway because of how it's echoing around.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, before he even says anything, does he, like, is it the same as before? Does he realize that he's just saved from something?
No.
Okay. Then, yeah. Like, it's still, regardless of what's happened, he's still going towards these priests and, like, tries to embrace them, but tries to put his hand on their shoulder.
Oh, this is sad. As you go to embrace the priest of the Lord, your arms just go right through them.
Oh.
Told ya.
Left alone in this dark world. The only light of the Lord I have left. He looks at his sword again.
And as you reach down towards your sword, it's not there.
No. Oh.
I look at my axe.
Your axe is still there.
Okay, I will clutch it really tight.
Aku, I do believe, though, that you were saving a health potion, though, yes?
Actually, no.
Okay.
I don't think I have. Wait. No.
Okay. But regardless, for now, for the moment, Father Garen, you realize that your sword's not by your side anymore.
What about the holy rope that he had, like, tied to his hand and the sword as well?
That's still there.
Okay.
Can anyone see invisible things?
Yeah, I've got this lantern. We used it earlier, so.
I think now would be a good time.
Okay, you've also become invisible too. Okay, I reach into my cloak and pull out the lantern and light it again.
The light bounces around the room, except oddly into the pit. It's like light, as soon as it crosses the lip of that, just gets absorbed into the darkness of the pit. But no creatures seem to catch your ear. Catch your eye.
I don't think it's invisibility, it's something else.
Hello?
If
Shall we
something
check
that's
out
gonna
one
want-
of the paths ahead?
Yeah.
We can't figure out where the noise comes from, right? Giggling.
Let's check that path that wasn't there before.
Okay, the one behind you? Sure. And as you start to head down that way, I need one of you to roll a d20 for me, please.
Yep.
8. Okay. With an 8. Sorry, where? Where'd my master go? Yeah, that was. I need you to roll a d20 again, please. That direction's not possible right now.
You want to do it this time, Patrick?
Can do. Hold on. 5.
5. Okay. That you can do. Okay.
Before moving it down the actual path, he definitely isn't enough of a panic to like look for his sword.
Make an investigation check.
Yeah.
I mean,
He, like,
isn't it
starts-
super glowy as well?
Yeah, it's like literally a giant glowing sword. Really.
Damn, the glowing's gone.
Does it stay glowing if it leaves your possession?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, interesting. Make an investigation check for me, please.
Yeah. As soon as all this happens, he's like immediately in a huge fury.
Mm-hmm.
Investigation. He starts like whipping around his holy rope. Like, heathens!
Nine.
Yeah, goes into a rage.
With a 9. Nothing. You do not know where it
calm
is.
you down.
Can I help him?
Sure.
Do you want me to look, or do you want me to give you advantage?
Advantage?
Well, the advantage would be a natural 20.
No, wouldn't it be because
take
you
the same
can't
thing.
do that?
Yeah,
Oh, the
it's a bit
advantage roll would be a
dodgy.
20. Yeah, give me advantage. No.
Don't you, Peter? Don't you know the saying hindsight is natural 20?
Funnily enough, though, in this Feywild twinged chaos, 13. Thankfully, it's glowing. You do find your sword.
Okay.
Because Gustav notices from his higher position a little bit of light emanating from Aku's pack.
Oh my god.
I immediately check my backpack.
I will give him back the sword and I will check my pack for any other mischievous things.
Okay, and as you do that,
Oh,
you discover that a few things they weren't missing. They did, however, trade hands. For example, Aku, your ring of spell storing that you weren't using but were holding on to. As you're digging things out, Father Garen, you notice it in your coin pouch. It got slipped into there. Gustav, do you have a healing potion by any chance?
Only on my robe as a form of a patch.
Okay. Who does have a healing potion right now?
Well, we came prepared.
Nope.
Yes.
Okay.
3.
You in fact have none
Sweet.
right now. As
I also have one.
Gustav, Garen, and Aku, you each find one additional healing potion in your pack.
Hey, I mean,
Oh, great.
Yeah, nothing
great.
here either. I mean, tough luck.
Yeah, pity.
It's,
Damn.
win some, lose some.
And as you
Yeah.
spend some time in this icy,
I seem to have just lost.
cold cavern, sorting through your belongings and trying to figure out who has what. Wait, where did this go? I'm still missing this. We will close for the night.
Oh no, the ogre is ahead of us now.
So yeah, we will pick up next week. with the conclusion of Wonderland by Kian Bergstrom. Again, this is on D&D Beyond, on DM's Guild, dmsguild.com, as part of a collection called Through the Veil, produced by Elise Crettel. I cannot speak anymore. Can be found on Twitter at DNDElise, ELISE. Thanks again to SoundTale. I've had fun playing with their music today, setting the mood for us, and we will see you all next Sunday at 6 p.m. Stay safe, take care of each other, and tell more stories. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.